time. It's time. It's time for streaming. It's time for streaming. We're streaming. How you doing, everybody? It's me, Stoic Chan, your #1 big titty robo goth GF on Twitch, our favorite asterisk streaming platform that we like to ravenously consume content from. We're gonna be doing a lot of talking today. A lot of talking. Probably not much playing. I had to really think during the 8 to 9 hours that I and everyone else has to expend on a daily basis, 5 days a week, in supporting the economy. I was thinking to myself, would I be able to talk about the sort of things that I prefer to talk about, that I intend to talk about, when I'm trying to figure out if it's worth it, so to speak, to get a summon out and then blood pact with it to do a super cool skill chain, and and whether or not to do like aerial armor every 5 instances instead of doing just rolling thunder every time, that sort of thing. I'm making currently the executive decision to do what my instinct is telling me, which is just to put something that is pretty in front of both of us and just fucking talk and just go off. Just go off, King. Just go off. Just talk about whatever, Let me tell you something. How you doing, Crucian? I hope you're doing good. Happy Monday. I know that's kind of like an oxymoron coming out of my own mouth when I say that, but the intentions are there nevertheless. So this is not going to be a normal stream, okay? I know that our streams are normally. Let me check to make sure that my mic isn't too loud. I don't think it is, but I just want to be sure. I know that our streams are normally full of pogs, and that I'm constantly talking about things like whether or not it's viable to even remotely go anywhere near like the big plastic bag cereals, because it makes it impossible to keep proper inventory of cereal, because you just have like a mountain of like bags of cereals just like all interweaving with each other on top of your fridge, and then evidently there's got to be a bag cereal that is at the bottom of said pile somewhere towards the middle, which makes it functionally inaccessible. And then you have just basically cereals that are on the outside that are being consumed faster than the cereals that are in the bottom middle of the pile, and it's chaos. It's chaos, and we don't do that here. I have no idea what it's talking. Oh yeah, we're not gonna do that. All right, I almost went off. Is a normal stream? I guess that's apt. That's a +1 from me. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Cyber. I guess there isn't really anything that constitutes like a normal stream on here. I'm glad that if there was any kind of reputation that my streams get, it's that they do be weird, and that there's no telling when I'm just gonna absolutely go off on whether or not I already filled you in. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the rest of the disclaimer. All right, the disclaimer is this isn't gonna be a normal stream. So if you're expecting me to party and stuff like that, unfortunately, it's not gonna happen. You're welcome to just like vibe here, or just keep throwing me up on a tab and forget about me, or you could just sit there and listen to me talk about whatever the hell a stoic is for about 3 hours, including its impact on my life. Why I would recommend it to literally anybody that thinks that life is coming at them fast and it's unavoidable and uncomfortable and in all the ways that it can be sometimes, and how to make the most of the times when they're good, and how not to let yourself take that for granted, and all that sort of fun things. So yeah, that's it. That's the plan. This is why we love you. I love you too, Cyber and Crucian and everyone else that happens to be watching and has me up on their fun screen. So let's do a bit of a vibe transition. I found all music on my channel is published by a publisher called Game Chops, and if you're ever considering streaming or doing video editing and producing and stuff like that, and you want something that just works and just expects you to have credit sent back to the artist somehow. For me, it's in the form of a little player that exists at the top left with the artist's name. Game Chops is great, but recently they came out with a Soulsborne playlist, which has really resonated with me because I love everything Soulsborne, and I know that to date we have not played anything Soulsborne-y. Like the closest thing was Lives of P on the channel. I plan on changing that once Shadows of the Erdtree for Elden Ring comes out, or maybe we'll do like a Dark Souls 3 as part of like a spooky end to October. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. So let's activate Soulsborne, and we'll pump up the jams a little bit. This, in the same way that this isn't gonna be like a normal stream, some of the topics that I'm gonna be covering today are gonna be on the heavier side, because Stoicism is a philosophy of life. I'm just gonna TLDR it for you. Stoicism is a philosophy of life because it treats life itself as a material. It focuses on how to make the most of the good things that come your way, and how to make sure that when the bad things come, however severe they are, that you're not completely overwhelmed by it. That you don't just like wake up and life chooses violence, and then you're basically like buffeted back and forth, just holding on to whatever you can until you pray that whatever the situation is that's negative stops. Let me make sure that the audio is good for you guys. We'll bump it up a little bit. Okay, that should be good. It's like 6% louder than normal. All right. So Stoicism, ancient Greco-Roman philosophy that started really coming around about 2,000 years ago. At the height of like the Roman Empire, it was considered chic or popular to be called a Stoic, or to be thought of as a Stoic, all the way up to Marcus Aurelius, who's considered one of the 5 golden emperors, aka considered to be one of the few emperors that actually cared about the impact that his decisions and thought processes and attempts at regulating his government was how it was going to affect people, if it was going to make their lives better, that thought and acted with the intent of just doing right, both by his philosophy, Stoicism, to be philosophically consistent, and because he felt like he was put there by whatever the powers that be to accomplish this, to try to do the best that he can in his role, which as you can imagine, as an emperor, was fucking crazy, because this dude, if he really wanted to, like, this was the height of the Roman Empire, right? As rich as it could have been, he could have had boatloads, literal boatloads of wine sent to him day in and day out, nonstop. You could just like set it and forget it, send me wine forever, entire shiploads, and he could have had it done. If he wanted to just like point, I've seen this movie Gladiator, there's some aspects to it for sure. Like M-Dogs was in that movie. Gladiator is one of my favorite movies for sure. Oh, thank you so much, Felicity. I greatly appreciate it. I hope that your Armello went well. Let me tell you what, it was extremely hard for me to sit there supporting the economy and know that I could have just not done that and gotten myself a whole armload of gaming in with you and Aziza, and I am so unbelievably miffed that I just I mean, it was good that I didn't, because I had a meeting that I completely forgot about that was very important and would have been very bad for me to miss. So you know, it all kind of evened out. But yeah, we're talking about the Stoicisms, whatever the hell a Stoic is, why I call myself one, why anyone should even remotely bother with it, and you know, why I almost never shut up about it.
This man is more dangerous
when somebody presses the say something Stoic button. People that are frequent flyers of my channel get some of it sometimes when not asked for, but rarely. It's really when you spend your much valued Stoic coins on a Say Something Stoic redeem, that you get a concentrated blast of it into your I was gonna say meat holes. That's so bad. Let's not call it that. Just ear holes. That's what they are. Ears. It's okay. We got Bo to download it too, so we can have a whole team to play next time. I am unbelievably down for that. That sounds amazing. I thought that Armello had dropped fully off the face of the earth. To some, perhaps they, you know, I think it's just super slept on. It's a great game. I'm happy to relearn it. So all the way up to Marcus Aurelius, we covered that he was basically infinitely rich, and if he wanted to, could sleep with anyone, could buy anything, could cause whole fortunes and destinies and countries to basically explode if he wanted to. Not literally in like a Thanos way, more like a I am like the commander-in-chief kind of way in like the ancient Roman times, right? But he didn't. And so so because he saw it in himself that he was put there and as a way to test the limitations and the growth that somebody could possibly attain as a Stoic in a position that basically has no limitations on you. He wrote everything down in like this little journal called the Meditations, which you can buy right now from your local Amazon store on your interwebs. And he wanted those meditations burned because he felt as though he was still working on being what a Stoic was all the way to the end, and he wanted to take those. Thank God that the advisors that were listening to him at the time didn't take him at his word, dude, because I would be down one book right now if that was the case. Okay, so there's unfortunately, segueing from that, only so many surviving pieces of work from the ancient Stoics from the period of time like 2,000 years ago to 1,400 years ago. You have your Epictetus, who was a former slave, that most notably his master just broke his leg just for funsies. And because of the way that he tried to carry on despite that, he was picked up by another Stoic who we have only very few writings still remaining from, called Musonius Rufus, who took him in, taught him, and then eventually Epictetus became a schoolmaster, and later on a huge role model for Marcus Aurelius, who we mentioned before. We have Seneca, who is the advisor to Nero, one of the craziest psychos that I'm personally familiar with from history, where he was like, this is the same dude that basically, and I'm talking about Nero right now, not Seneca, right? So Nero was the guy that made one of his favorite horses a general, and then had a solid gold trowel made for his horse, and made sure that everyone treated the horse basically like a person. He erected statues of himself in the visage of Zeus, right? And just wherever you walked, you have to acknowledge him basically as like a living god. Same guy that, because somebody told him that there was no way to cross from one end of whatever river it was, he was like, you want to bet? And then he just ordered the Roman fleet for erect statues. Yes, he ordered the Roman fleet to just like, he was bet like, you can't ride a horse over the river. And he was like, you want to bet? Watch me hold my ancient Roman beer, and had the Roman fleet be converted into a bridge between the two shores, and then rode his horse back and forth across it, basically going like, see, I told you you was wrong. So Seneca did absolutely everything that he could in order to try to stop Nero from going insane, but they didn't really have any kind of like chemical balancing medication back then. If you were like psychotic, it was either because you were, or acting psychotic, it was either because you were considered to be like blessed or cursed by the gods, and that was basically like all the mental health that there was available. There was no prescriptions to help you balance it out a little bit as or when needed. So Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, some bits and pieces from Musonius Rufus, and that, I mean, those are like your major food groups: Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, Musonius Rufus, and Seneca. And that's pretty much it. It was way more prolific than that. It was like you had your Cleanthes, and you had your Zeno, obviously the first one that ever started. Trying to get this thing off the ground. Like, I'll spare you the history. You can look at books, okay? You're not here for stuff that you can. Allegedly, you're not here. Allegedly, you're not here to hear me go on and on about stuff that you could just pick up a book about, right? So, the reason why I call myself pro-Stoic and came to the conclusion that the correct modus operandi of action for me to go on Twitch and start doing this thing is because I owe it. It's something that I have to do. Hi, Piju, or Peach. I think you described. I don't know where you are, but I want to go there. It's in an area called. It's in one of the Chains of Promethea areas. It's actually pretty accessible. So we're in Mizero Coast, Mizusi Coast, as it's otherwise known by kids in their, street vernacular or whatnot. You can't go to Quotham Island, and then in the back of, once you have access to this, I think you need to be like 2.5 in Chains of Promethea or something. You can access it very easily from the Swirling Vortex in Quotham Island, and bam, you're right there. Then you just go north a little bit. It's one of the prettiest places that I picked. I either thought of doing this thing in the Promethean area, because I was like, I kind of fuck with abyssal hell spaces a little bit, and then I thought about going to Saruta Bruta and just looking off on the shore because of the whole Stoic pretext of acting as though you are the cliff against which waves break. That whole song and dance. But this is something called to me about this place. So yeah, I owe it to the role models I just described: Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Musonius Rufus, and the others who have been lost to time, unfortunately, to try to talk about this stuff as much as possible in the form of you guys redeeming the Say Something Stoic redemption, and then me being able to summon up experiences on the spot that may or may not help you, or may help somebody who stumbles across my VODs on youtube.com/@prostoic whenever they happen to. If by virtue of these words that are coming out of my mouth, I help even one person, that's ultimately what matters to me most. Because even though I don't have access to the role models that I'm basing my whole shtick around, I can at least try to give a small percentage point of influence that they expounded upon me, and help somebody else in return, and try to carry on the legacy that way. Hey, DA. That VIP. Oh, so true. I can VIP Piju. My true colors are showing where I've known DA infinitely longer. But Piju's a fellow streamer, right? So she can be trusted. I'm sure that she won't immediately start spamming ASCII dick pics in my chat, right? And I think I do have the slots. VIP add Piju. VIP Piju. I don't even know how my own stream works. To dick pics, go. You could also post like cute chibi characters and stuff like that. Yamecat was big on that when she was trying to farm Stoa coins before. So, life is okay now. I have shelter. I have basic amenities. I have video games. I'm living in a part of the world that is not actively under warfare. I have food, I have water, and I guess I get kind of like incidental water from the rock stars and coffee that I drink. That counts, right? What?
And you're happily
I was fucking getting there. I was getting there, bro. And my beautiful wife, whose visage rivals that of the ocean and the stars and the sun and the moon and the galaxy and the universes and all the dimensions, universes that exist, you know, thereupon in the 4 dimensions and all that. Roses could only wish that they were 10% as radiant as she is.
Gross.
You asked for this. You did. You goaded me. You goaded me. GOAD. It means that you brought it upon yourself by your behavior. What?
By standing there looking at you.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what happens when you interact with me. I start pouring compliments upon you in front of a live studio audience. It's like a fucking Dr. Phil episode, except everything I say is cute. It's so kawaii. So I have it good right now. I didn't always used to have it good for, I would say, probably the first 2/3 to 3/4 of my life. I was struggling day in and day out with confusion and depression and ADHD and not really knowing my place in the world and basically being socially inept, not knowing how to speak to people, not knowing how to interact meaningfully with people, not really being able to parse anything that I was feeling, either towards myself or other people, and having no real outlet except for doing art. And that was pretty much it. If it wasn't watching, if it wasn't playing video games, it was either drawing and trying to get some kind of baseline understanding of how I was feeling through the experiences that I had while I was drawing or playing video games, or just trying to get on top of those feelings as much as possible. What do you need? What?
Jackie's upset that she wasn't included in your rant about.
Do I have to run an itinerary of every single person that means something to me? Whenever I start a stream, is that what you guys want? You want me to put out? You want me to bang my cymbals? Huh?
Yes.
You want me to put on like a little funny hat and dance around like your little personal monkey?
She would love that, actually.
I'm talking about heavy shit right now. Go away.
Okay, all right.
God. Criminy Christmas chat. Okay, so felt bad. It wasn't a good space for me to be in, and it was like that for a really, really long time. My parents, bless their heart, would try to help me out by either giving me access to medication through like psychiatrists and counselors, but to be honest with you, dog, at that time and here looking back, there was no real effective help for me. On Twitch, a gamer's delight, fellow face alone adventure streaming through the night as true treasures. And are you chat GPTing me right now? Of all times, right now. I didn't really know what to do with myself or how to feel about anything, and I had all the typical like teenager experiences, like breaking up and in spectacularly explosive fashions and over again and so on, all the way up to and including a really weird period of my life, which I've talked about a few times. All Wives Matter, so true. A few times up to the point in my life where I was kicked out of a Christian private school, because I guess if my parents were like, well, if he's not seemingly doing better on medication, then and he's getting into fights in public school, like the next best thing for him is probably putting him in like a hyper religious educational environment. Some people may benefit from that type of atmosphere. I absolutely did not, considering the fact that I was expelled and called Satan, while said expellation, that's not a word, right? While said expelling was happening, I went back to public school. There was a tinge of me developing some small measure of self-awareness, where I was looking in the mirror. I was very overweight. I had bad acne. I had let my hair grow out. I barely bathed at all. I didn't know how to talk to people or interact with anyone. I basically just knew aggression because I was constantly tortured by the kids around me, no matter what environment that I found myself in. I was mercifully protected while in Christian private school by a group of older kids that basically felt so sorry for me that they were self-installed as like unofficial bodyguards. Bathing is for the rich. Hell yeah. So I was looking in the mirror and I thought to myself, this primordial instinct that I needed to change if I was going to survive. I didn't know I didn't know where that feeling came from. I still can't properly explain it. It was this instinctive compulsion that overrode everything else that I was feeling and thinking at that point. And it was about like a month to a couple months before school was going to start again. And I promise all this has a point. So I started exercising extremely hard every day, literally every day. It was like 100 to 150 push-ups and over 150 sit-ups every single day for like 3 months. I didn't become jacked, but I got my weight under control, started bathing regularly, started shaving my head regularly, or at least cutting it short. I can't remember which. I don't remember when the shaving started happening. And I basically I taught myself how to speak to people. I went out to early YouTube and I started practicing complex conversation chains, saying to myself, okay, if somebody says something to me, like even just hello, and trying to gauge their intent, because like I said, I had basically no positive interactions socially with anyone up until that point. So I had to teach myself what possible normal conversations could look like and sound like, and really try to make that happen when the time came. So by the time that public school started up, I was back in there, and I became pretty popular for, I would say, all the way up to high school. After which I started to become disillusioned again, because in high school, the type of trolley behaviors that some kids would listen to hyper accelerated and became like core memories for them, where they felt as though they needed to become more powerful or more independent by suppressing the other kids that they deemed weaker than them, and then they went on to become like Electronic Arts CEOs and stuff like that. Like, you know where this goes. Oh man. Bathing one's ass regularly does increase charm to ladies. Absolutely true. A truer thing has never been said on the internet. Evil +1+1. So eventually I stopped. I became depressed about like halfway through high school, towards the tail end of it, and I stopped going eventually. I kept failing over and over again. Started to fall back into the types of frames of mind that I had overcome during the period that I just described a little bit ago, and basically kind of existed. I existed for like a couple of years, and went to college. I went to college because for literally no other reason, dude. I swear, not because I wanted to become something or aspired to like this idea that I want to become a doctor, or I want to become like a librarian or whatever, the dream shit. I never had a dream because I didn't really let myself have any hope, which sounds ultra depressive, but that's what it was, dude. That's just how it was for me. No hope gaming, basically. Hashtag. You can hashtag that shit. We are the same person. Hi, no flow. So true. We've already established that. I don't think anybody's ever seen us in the same room. As far as anybody else is concerned or can tell, I'm just talking through you on a different account, and I'm just very convincing at making it seem like we're two different people. Oh man. So I went to college because I felt like that's what I was supposed to do. That's just what you did. Got my GED, and went to college, and I was like, okay, what am I good at? Not the question, what do I want to do? Who do I want to be? Did not cross my mind. The closest thing to that description was what am I good at? What do I think that I'm good at? I play video games, but it didn't really occur to me that I could try to get into game development, with the exception of this one weird period where I almost got roped into starting up a bachelor's degree at a hyper expensive / scammy video game development school. In which case I'll be way worse off than I am now, as far as like student loans and stuff goes. I was like, people open up to me pretty frequently, and I'm a good active listener, and I say things that people sometimes think are deep, or seem to think are deep. So I guess that God or whomever, Satan, I don't know, Satan has determined that I'm supposed to be a psychiatrist, and that's my role in the ant colony. So I guess I'm gonna go be that. And I took the classes, and I was kind of just like subsisting on the idea that, okay, I guess my role is not so much to try to counsel people through difficult situations as much as it is to determine how depressed a person is and then find the right cocktail of medication in order to help them out with that. I'm not saying, by the way, that that's all that a psychiatrist is, or that's all a psychiatrist can be. I'm telling you that was my, at the time, perception of what a psychiatrist was based off of the courses that I was taking. And that kind of fucked with me a little bit, because I was like, I don't want to just give people medicine. I want to help them out. But yeah, shitting on psychiatrists. He hates Galkas. He doesn't like other summoners. He's rankist against rank 10 players, which was validated, by the way. That shit was validated the other day. I asked the one paladin rank 10 that was seeking, hey, do you want to join a party? And instead of him saying, yes, I do in fact want to play the video game, sign me up, he was like, do you have a red mage or a bard? And then we made sure not to reinforce this impression that you could just expect the world to mold to you based off of, you know, the fact that you're in like a massively multiplayer, purely PvE video game. I got the only bard that was seeking, and then I asked the samurai to tank, which thank Christ he was. So that in that specific situation, my own perception of being afraid to ask paladins that are rank 10 to party was validated. So yeah, I kind of coasted for a while. Eventually, I had to take an intro to philosophy class. This is where this giant word salad is leading. I took an intro to philosophy class, and like a lot of people, probably back then and perhaps now, almost certainly now, I felt like it was a waste of time going into it. I had no reason to believe that. I had just walked into my intro to philosophy class with the expectation that it was going to be a waste of time, that I was required to take the class, which I was, and so all I had to do was just get through it and then just basically vent out all the information out of my brain except that which was required to take tests, and that it was probably just going to be a whole lot of talk about nothing. A lot of talk about, it's the table that you're looking at, the same table that I'm looking at, based off of the differences in light that are shining off between us.
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
You know? So I went in basically hard-coded to hate everything and not listen to everything. And that was a mistake.
What are you
for I would say about like 80% of the class experience that I had, I felt like I was justified in how I felt. That it was just talking about like, okay, well, how do you know that there aren't giant invisible spaghetti flying monsters floating around us? Like you don't, bro.
What are you doing, step bro?
No.
Can I pet that dog? And there was one blip. There was one iota of information that I had received during this class. And I perked up when I heard it because it was so nice to hear that I was instantaneously suspicious of it, because it gave me the sentiment that there was hope in getting on top of what I was feeling, or contextualizing what I was feeling into something that was actually constructive. What was that? Bahaha, or can I pet that dog? My friends follow face 14 name and step bro, I'm stuck. But are they really stuck? I don't know. NRP loops a lock of my own hair behind my ear. I don't know. Maybe they're not stuck. Maybe they just want to see what's up. And that was some dude named Epictetus, and this is like a 15-minute blurb. Some dude named Epictetus was saying things like it's that things like money and health and a good job and power and stuff like that ultimately does not matter and has no bearing on whether or not you can be happy. That it's possible to just walk around and be a good person and have that be enough to make you at peace, and other things like that. And I thought to myself, like, that resonated with me deeply, but I almost rejected it because very few people, at least in America, really think like that. It's typically some kind of like fucked hybrid of, okay, well, it's what's on the inside that counts, not the outside, but also look at these constant advertisements that are showing you just literally beautiful people all the time. Beautiful, successful people are plastered all over movies and shows and stuff like that. That most people are like, well, yeah, that's all nice to hear and whatnot, but like you still need money to be happy, to be complete, so that you can buy things that make you forget about the more difficult things that are just naturally occurring in life. Basically, it was like, it's what's on the inside that counts, but not the outside. But, and then there's like a giant asterisk at the end of that. So being told in that instance that it is possible, likely, to be happy just based off of how you approach life was something that had run completely counter to everything that I've heard and everything that I had seen since I became like basically sentient, since like 8 or 9 years old. And it wasn't clicking properly with me. I rejected it. I hated the idea that I was capable of being like content this whole time if I only knew how. Can I pet that dog? Do you want to hear it again?
Can I pet that dog? No. Can I pet that dog? No. Can I pet that dog?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. All right. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
I really should. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna make a note of it. I'm gonna put that as a redeem for you, Boa, so that you can play it whenever you want. And then I can make it, and then I'm gonna make it 10,000 points because I'm being like a petty bitch in this specific circumstance because you took away the talk like a VTuber voice for like 5 minutes. You went from like 1,000 points, bro, to like 10,000. You don't have that kind of economy. I'd have to be watching you. Granted, I do anyway, but I'd have to be watching you for like 10 hours to get that many points.
Why?
I'm gonna stop thinking about that before it sends me. So basically, the end state, the result of what I just described, of experiencing that in the class, was me thinking to myself, that's nice, that's cute, but nobody really thinks that way. So I just pushed it out of my mind. I pushed it out of my mind and I just went about things basically exactly the same. And after about 4 to 6 months, I was chilling alone in my dorm room. My roommate was out, and I had gone through some relationship hurdle or something like that. My prospects weren't that good. I wasn't really doing that well in college, and romantically not doing that well. Economically not doing that well. I was like, bills were piling up, and You know, I had like a part-time job for fucking like 25 cents over minimum wage, so it wasn't exactly like helping stay on top of things all that well. And I remember just feeling everything, just feeling anger and frustration and resentment and envy and jealousy and confusion all at the same time. Granted, I was in a slightly better place because I had some kind of like enforced trajectory of you do be in college, so you have to finish college, and then that was basically the goal. But I didn't have any concrete way of dealing with those feelings. So I went to counselors and stuff like that, and they said things like, you're very advanced for your age, and you know, everything will come up Millhouse. You'll be fine. You just gotta wait until it becomes fine. Basically, that's not what they were saying, but that's essentially what I heard. Ew, feelings so true. And I dislike that. I had this feeling in the back of my brain that it's like I don't want to hear that. I want to be told like it's gonna be okay, and then have it explained to me why and how, because it always seemed to stop at that point. And I'm not advocating don't go to counselors, okay? Let me say that before No Flow comes swinging in here being like, not only does he hate Galkas, but he shits on psychiatrists, he shits on counselors. For some people, for a lot of people, counseling is absolutely a resource that you should take up and take advantage of when it's presented and when it can be beneficial to you. It's entirely possible, it's totally reasonable that the psychiatrists and the counselors that I was getting just didn't know how to reach me properly at all. Okay, or at least in a way that they weren't able to convince me that what they were saying felt true or was true. And I thought to myself, I leaned back, almost toppling over, I actually remember, and thinking, like, who said otherwise? Like, this is just what life is. Like, you take the good with the bad, and in my case, I'm just feeling like 80% bad all the time. But this is just what it's like. This is just how it has to be, and I have to get used to it. And in the back of my head, there was like a little chime, like a little voice, like the same type of voice, bro, that hit me. That was like, just press the Ascensions button, like back when I was like staring into the mirror, and I was saying to myself, I have to change something if I'm gonna survive life in general. Like going into middle school, I felt that same type of sentiment, and that feeling instructed me that maybe there was something to whoever it was that said that 15-minute blurb in my intro to philosophy class. So I unearthed my 600-page book that had just basically TLDR sections across all these different philosophers, across all these different ages. Barely any of them had to do with Stoicism. And I was like, I'm just gonna read from the front of this thing all the way to the end. I'm not gonna speed run it. I'm just going to spend at least an hour to 2 hours, depending on how frisky I'm feeling, and just see where it goes. And most of it did not do anything for me. It did nothing for me. Thank you, Epileptic Insomniac, for following me. I'm not sure why, but it always seems like the first instance of anyone doing anything does not come through properly, either as a sound or an animation. Or I was just talking so much and basically like so tuned out that it wasn't even cognizant of what the fact that you followed me. So if you're still here, I appreciate it. So I read the whole thing, did absolutely nothing for me, except the section that was talking about Epictetus. At this point in time, chat, understand I had no frame of reference for what a Stoic was, who Epictetus was. As far as I was concerned, he was just a guy that existed and said some stuff, and that was some stuff that happened to resonate with me, possibly purely accidentally. And his section was a very badly translated jump cut of this pamphlet version of the writings that were more complete, called the Discourses, which you can buy also on Amazon at your local Amazon dispensary. It was a handbook. It was a badly translated, small form cut out cutlet of a already short form handbook version of a more complete work. All right, so I was going into this. I was like basically raw dogging a bunch of very not complete shit, and I was there for it, man. Because as I was reading, I got that feeling back that I felt for those like 5 to 10 minutes, and that I rejected psychologically, because I was like, nobody actually thinks this way. It's not possible to think this way. It's cute, but this guy was clearly insane. Hot? Yeah, it felt hot. It felt super hot at the time. My brain was getting so big. It's so big, chat. You know?
Get the fuck out of the room and play Minecraft!
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. So I had felt this wave of something resembling hope and calm come over me, because one of the first words that the handbook, I don't even have to have it near me, the handbook, the Enchiridion, not the one from Adventure Time, this is a different Enchiridion, is there are things that are up to us and things that are not up to us. The things that are in our control are our desires and fears and judgments and habits and opinions and how we act upon those things in the world. The things that are not up to us are things like money and possessions and power and reputation and PS5s and whether or not flies can exist in my house that are capable of biting me and causing me to have to like loop my hoodie up over my headphones like a psychopath, because the idea of it biting me is so psychologically, instinctively unnerving that I felt compelled to do that to look like a psycho. That meant I didn't get bit by this little flying asshole that I couldn't pin down and kill properly. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, no, changing my life, right? So at the end of this like series of paragraphs that was like 2-3 pages long, I thought to myself, what he's saying, it sounds great, and he's suggesting that it's possible for me to get on top of what I'm feeling by dealing with it head on and using the power of reason to kind of get a hold of it, tell myself what it is that I'm actually feeling the way that I am about, and how to overcome those feelings to make them, at worst, not having such an emotional effect on me, at best, being able to convert them into something constructive when I need them to be. Like fuel, basically. I'm gonna have to try to actually put this into practice. And one of the things that he said in this blurb was that I'm gonna have to change things. I'm gonna be laughed at. I'm gonna, like, the way that I've approached things before, I won't be able to do it the same way. It's all about taking what you value and stopping external forces and things from consuming you completely, and taking what you value and internalizing it, making it so that it's not always like, okay, well, I feel horrible because I've lost this thing, or I feel great purely because I've got this thing, like somebody gift subbed like 5 times or something, or somebody, like 5 people followed me today. Like, not letting those things have such a control over my mind that I feel as though I'm inadequate or I'm not doing things right if that said thing doesn't happen again. And so I'm okay whether things are externally good or externally bad, or some confusing mishmash of the two. Raise his hand, lower his hand after getting tired. What's up, Nerf? I promise I'll snap back out of it long enough to be able to address questions, so you can kind of just like throw them in chat. And so I basically, it was like, okay, well, there's no online guide as to how to follow this stuff. So I just read the blurb that I was focused on and felt something from for about like an hour a day. And then I did that for a couple of months. And at first I was like, I'm just trying to retain in my memory certain things that seem to apply to me. Like, for example, remembering that things like a laptop have existed in the world without me personally possessing one. And if I were to lose said laptop, it doesn't mean that I've lost a part of me. It means that I've gone back to the state that I existed in when there was no laptop to be had. And this was a real situation that I had to deal with, where because of the effect that Stoicism was having on me, and I started volunteering for special needs populations, and became part of student government, and became a resident assistant, basically pressure testing myself as if I was like a submarine or something. Like, how much can I possibly handle before you start to see cracks, right? I bought a laptop because I was tired of transposing everything from, while I was on duty as like a resident assistant, I was tired of transposing everything from handwritten notes to my computer once I got back. So I was basically writing the same thing twice, just in a different way. And I bought a laptop, and it wasn't an expensive laptop, but it wasn't a cheap laptop either, because I was expecting to have it for like 4 or 5 years. So I went to the cafeteria, and there are cubbies there, as you do, that you're supposed to put your backpack and stuff into. I went in, got my fucking spaghetti, and went back out, and my backpack was gone. This is the whole thing was just gone. Out of all the things, and I gave it the benefit of the doubt, man, because your mom's spaghetti, yeah. Benefit of the doubt time is that somebody just thought that it was their backpack. I don't know how you confuse your backpack, but it's technically possible. And somebody thought that their near identical looking backpack was the same as the one that I had, and so they accidentally took mine. Accidents happen. That was quickly dispelled by the fact that my backpack was still completely nowhere to be found, and I did my due diligence after you know, looking through the various lost and founds and whatnot. I had kept my laptop box with me in my room, and took all the serial numbers off of it. Went to the campus police immediately. And understand, this is like, I don't know if it's like a missing persons thing, where it's like your chances of finding the person or the thing is dramatically higher than it otherwise would be if they've only been missing for X number of hours. So it's like, okay, I'm on top of this shit right now. Gave them everything, gave them all the information they had, where I last saw it, and the general time of day and whatnot. And apparently they did fuck all with this information. Because it was never found. But I did get my backpack back. I found my backpack with the books in it, so it was kind enough of the thief to leave the books inside of it and just take the laptop. I found it in a garbage bin in the same cafeteria the day afterward. So I don't know if the dude or dudess felt just bad enough to make sure that I had the smallest remote possible chance of getting my most of my stuff back, and just took the laptop, or what. But in Stoicism, that is referred to, that kind of situation is referred to as the fight in the Colosseum, in the arena, however you want to word it. Is that I've been practicing up until that point the idea that I entered this world with nothing, that when the time comes, I'm going to leave this world with nothing, And so the only difference is that I went from a state of not having a laptop, in which case I was perfectly functional, and the laptop wasn't telling me that it was a bad thing that it was stolen. And I did everything that I could, everything reasonable to try to get it back. And keeping in mind that the person that was doing it was only doing what seemed best to them. If the person felt that stealing it was wrong, they would not have done it. So they're ignorant of the impact that they're having on me. And the only chance that somebody like that has of self-improving is if they get some kind of real-world role model example that could possibly convince them that there's a better way to live life. It's possible, too, not knowable. Obviously, I doubt that I'll ever know who took the laptop. It's possible that the person felt as though they had no choice. It's unlikely, but it's possible that they were like, I have no laptop. I need a laptop in order to do work. I have no means of getting a laptop. It looks like there's a possible laptop shape in that backpack. I'm gonna take it, man.
Can I get a oh yeah?
I'm just gonna nab that. I'm gonna nab that crap, and then I'll have a laptop, and then I can do homework. You know, there's a bunch of unknowns. So all that you can do in that situation is try to apply what you've learned, and just take the L with grace. Me being upset about it is not going to, if I've done my due diligence and everything that I possibly could, which I did, I couldn't manifest the laptop to come back. I couldn't create a situation in which I identified the thief and then basically explain to them, like, if you needed a laptop that bad, there are resources out there that ideally should be in a place to help you, or sell for something recreational. Exactly right. There's no way of knowing. So I'm gonna spare you the other situations that I've experienced. Basically, like, putting it in short form, and being broken up with in spectacular fashion and suddenly, and then being in a situation where I had to share the same classroom unknowingly with said person, and being able to emotionally reconcile that. Being physically pushed out of the way, not hit, thankfully, but being physically pushed out of the way by a truck while I was walking, not jaywalking. I was walking in like the student approved lanes, and the guy just wasn't looking. Pushed out of the way by a giant truck, so he easily could have been hit, but I don't know if the guy just didn't speed up enough. It was like torrential downpour, right? So, you know, benefit of the doubt is that he just didn't see me. Yeah. So, tough times, for sure. I'm gonna take this moment to take a break. I'm gonna run ads. They're about 2 minutes or so long. If you've enjoyed whatever this has been for you for the last, I cannot believe that I've been talking for about a straight hour uninterrupted. Make sure you mash that follow button. It's free for you to do so, and it helps out the channel tremendously. If you want to avoid the ads in their entirety in future, you can subscribe, which is free with Amazon Prime. Otherwise, I'm gonna take like a quick minute or so, and I will see you guys in 60 seconds. BRB. There, where's my Elden Ring? Where's my Soulsborne? Oh, let's pump up the jams a little bit. Get it back to where it was. Elden Ring is so good. Don't mind the dog barking in the background. There's a varmint or something outside. Or people. Okay. So, Ellie, shut up. shut up. I'm trying to talk about stuff. Can you collect her? She's not gonna stop barking. I think there's somebody else outside. Okay. Let's get, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, life-changing stuff. So we're gonna speed run it to the current day. Life has significantly improved since then. Got married to somebody wonderful. I have a Shiba Inu, who I love to bits, and is a peanut butter princess who deserves the entire world and everything in it. And I devote so much mental energy to making sure that she wants for nothing, that perhaps is reasonable for her to be considered the master and I the dog. All right. And the thing is that she earns this. The dog does pretty much everything that I ask it to do, which is basically just like be there and exist and be cute. And yes, she wants to bark at people outside. Well, the thing, well, yes, I'm asking her to stop because I'm kind of like doing a thing here. I don't know if you noticed. So current day, I had spent a lot of my mental energy and time in writing on how to apply Stoicism, on how to help other people learn how to apply Stoicism, and just educating people on what Stoicism is, including the fact that it's what cognitive behavioral therapy builds its framework on. For some people, cognitive behavioral therapy is more direct in addressing their problem or their problems, whatever they consider their problems to be, because it cuts right to the chase. It educates people on how to reformat the things that are bothering them in a way that they themselves can understand, and act upon and address. The thing that is missing, IMO, LOL, from cognitive behavioral therapy is the why. Why I feel that way. It informs you how to do things, but it doesn't explain really the ethical implications of why you would be approaching things in this new way. So it's helpful. It's absolutely helpful, and for some people, they're going to get a ton of mileage out of cognitive behavioral therapy. Everybody does every day. There's a reason why there's cognitive behavioral therapist specialists out there, for sure. Stoicism is a lot like a web, for lack of a better way of saying it, is that it deals with a lot of different, it deals with all aspects of life. And how to, and so developing understanding of one aspect or one tenet necessarily improves your understanding of the others, which is great, and that it makes you extremely adaptive emotionally to even wild swings of misfortune, but it makes it difficult to understand where to start or how to actually get to the point where you're like, this all sounds like super good and nice, but like, literally, what am I supposed to do, lol? And it begins with kind of understanding how we work. And before I go into this next bit, let me preface, I don't know how many people who originally still here are still here. I don't know if you're here, Piju. I know this is like what I think is your first stream of mine that you've joined. It's not normally like this. Normally we are just playing the game. Okay, the reason why we're doing this thing here today in the year of our Lord is because people came together with their Stoic coins that they gain from watching the channel, and they just dump it into stream-themed challenges. Like we've done hot tub streams, we've done anime/yaya streams, and there was one other that I'm kind of misremembering. There was another one. It wasn't just a yaya and it wasn't just a hot tub stream. Next stream challenge that we're going to do, I've already decided, is going to be a real human stream where I prove to you, all and sundry, that I am superhuman. I am real. I am real, and you're gonna see that. Asterisk. You're gonna see that in real time. And it's going to be, I don't know, some of you may be sussy when you see it. Some of you may be yandere. He isn't though. They don't have to know that. You're kind of spoiling it. I am super real, I assure you. I am a real human being. Not just human, but super sus. So how do we do things? How do human beings take in knowledge and how do they act on it? So whenever you or I, because we're both meat people, right? So I feel things exactly the way that you do. Whenever we take in information through each of our 5 senses, or however many senses that we have, our brain, our mental, takes basically like a snapshot of extremely basic information about whatever seems to be happening. Such as, there do be a piece of cake in front of me, and I could tell that because I could smell the cake, I could see the cake, I could reach out and touch the cake, I can bond with the cake, or I'm in the woods and a tree is about to, no, I do not have cake. Shut up. I'm kidding. I don't treat her that way. She's well loved. For sure. I got you a Pepsi. Or not a Pepsi, a Coke. And a sub. Chocolate? Yeah, hell yeah. So a tree is about to fall on you. You're in the middle of the woods. So you get the sensory information, the snapshot of what seems to be happening, and you feel something else, which is an instinctive initial gut reaction about what this means for you. So in the case of the cake, it's that cake is sweet, cake tastes good. Typically, if you're not a fan of cake, this isn't going to mean anything to you. I'm sorry. Or a tree is about to fall on me. That means that I am going to feel pain, and that is bad. These two things combine together into what the Stoics would refer to as a first impression. And this is all outlined in cognitive behavioral therapy and more sciencey terms, but that's essentially what it is that you get this first impression of X thing is happening, and this is the appropriate way to feel about it. Your brain, the human brain, has the opportunity to react to that statement that you have just received from your instincts and deem it that it's completely true and representative of the circumstances exactly as you see it, exactly as you first feel it. Okay, so and that's called assent. So you're basically saying it is in fact going to fall on me exactly the way that I believe it's going to, and this is extremely bad because I'm about to get crushed. Or the cake is right there, I can't just literally get my hands on it and shove it into I can unhinge my jaw and place the entire thing of cake inside and swallow it like a like a moray eel, right? And this is a good thing. That's called assenting to it. Assenting is what causes us to feel things, like truly powerful, strong emotional reactions to things. You are basically saying that the initial positive impression that you're getting, the first impression, is accurate, and so you should feel that way, and it's appropriate for you to feel that way to the fullest extent that you can. Now, let's say that you waltz over to that cake. The cake is not alive. We'll see about that. You waltz over to that cake and you touch it, and you realize that that's fake. That it was like covered in some kind of, I don't know, like like perfume or scent that smells like cake. Like it's like, for example, the Kirby's that are above me, I know aren't actually bubblegum, but they smell like bubblegum. Something like that. And so because you had assented to the idea that the cake is not a lie, and that you do be able to be having some cake right now, instead the complete inverse happens. You've created this idea based off of your full agreement that XYZ is the case, that you're about to experience a good thing. And so what happens is that you instead experience a complete opposite severe negative reaction. Like a negative reaction that is a complete opposite of what of what you had felt before, in equal if not more severe measure. And let's say that the tree that's about to fall on you is actually like a trick of the light, and it do be falling down, but it only falls down a little bit. Your relief is going to be explosive, obviously, because you're not going to get crushed by like a tree, right? But you had told yourself that you were about to die, and so you had instilled in yourself an extreme negative reaction that could have been avoided had you just given yourself like a little bit more time to, you know, take account of the situation. Unless it's literally falling on you, in which case you should like do like a Superman roll out of the way or something, or like a Marvel Avengers dive into like a landing onto your knee, even though that's like psychotically painful. I don't know why they preface it like that, right? Like Jim Carrey in Hawaii. Yeah, exactly. So the point of this is that you so many of the things that we feel when we're going about through life can cause in us a lot of avoidable pain if we had just asked whatever the first impression was they described to just kind of like sit there and chill for a minute until you get some more basic information about it. There's been disasters throughout history that have happened that could have been avoidable just because somebody thought that some other person's chick was pretty, and so they marched like whole armies in order to, I guess, impress said chick and cause thousands of needless deaths just because they were like, well, you know, she do be like a 10 and all that, but she's also, you know, the wife of the the Byzantine army or whatever. Yeah, man. So I think I got kind of off track there a little bit. I think I did, but that's like really broaching. It's hard for me to keep talking about this, and it's not because I don't. It's not because I'm unsure of the things that I'm explaining. It's because a lot of this stuff in Stoicism you hesitate talking about on purpose. There's a reason why I don't volunteer this sort of information often, and only when people do redeems for it. And it's a psychological block that that this type of stream is meant to overcome, and that in order for me to develop the ability to teach people how to use Stoicism, I need to develop the muscle memory and the practice in talking about it out loud. In Stoicism, there's this idea that you have to be really careful in talking about this stuff with other people, because you run the risk of trying to feel like you need to impress others with it. And you're, because like I said, it used to be pretty typical that in ancient Roman times, it was popular to be a Stoic, right? And so there was a not small number of people that would go to your local Stoics R Us and just be like, okay, yeah, I don't actually care about improving myself. I just want to know, like, I want to get to the end. Just give me the diploma so I can say that I'm one, right? Epictetus would say you need to take what you're learning and internalize it and be sure that you're not saying things for the sake of appearances, but that you are actually believing what you're saying. I'm gonna take my my hoodie off. Give me 1 sec. Ugh. Hot. Ugh. At some point in the future, if or when this streaming thing that I do be doing gets popular enough that I'm going to be able to do it part-time, because I owe it to the role models that I discussed like a while ago to talk about this stuff, to try to teach this stuff, that I'm gonna be able to devote more time in order to doing it properly. I just think that it's better for me to do it this way as opposed to the writing style that I had before. So I used to write constantly, all the time, as like a reaction to the negative situations or circumstances I had been experiencing up until that point, including coaching myself through writing how to deal with said circumstances. I was always like a conditional writer. There was a point where I could have done a book. Somebody did actually reach out to me and said, "Hey, we've seen all the work that you've been doing with like your social media groups, and like the different things, like the different initiatives that we see you taking. You could write a book, and we would give you X amount of money if you were to do that." And I did not end up taking the offer to do that because at the time, it was difficult and still remains difficult for me to parse how I feel just going about my daily business and be okay. There was so much of my writing up until that point, including to date, has been focused on overcoming negative situations that I've been describing, or things that I felt, or getting out, or making sure that I didn't lose sight of how much that I actually have in my life, and making sure that I didn't lose sight of that, to never just take it as read that I'm gonna always have nice things, right? And writing about it, it was more easy for me when those negative situations were happening, because I was basically writing to prove to myself that whatever it was that I was dealing with outside myself didn't have any license to basically emotionally have its way with me. That it was going to stop right there. So because of what I described before, which is me being cognizant of the fact that I have a choice whether to believe that the things that were outside of me that were causing me issues, I had a choice not to fully agree that they were as severe or negative as they seemed to me. That they weren't just basically like illusions, for lack of a better way of saying it. So Socrates used to go do his Socratic method thing, right? And then basically there's like a diatribe that's attributed to him. I almost said ascribed and attributed at the same time. That basically can be summed up as turn over the things that frighten you in your mind and see that they're basically like masks that are used to scare children. And being in a situation where I was writing in response to my work in like a behavioral school, for example, which was by far the most difficult thing that I ever did. Hey Stoic, how does one get an OHAT group? Lol. I don't know. I don't know. Do you need a group for an OHAT? I thought that people just spent like 24 hours at whatever the spawn point is. Also, hi Otaku. They just kind of like sit there. Don't they just like kill it over and over again? Just praying that they get the hat that to me is like one of the most unappealing pieces of items. One of the most unappealing items ever. I have the pop item. I don't know. You just ask in town and then basically like pray that nobody insta gives. You're like nobody lost for it. I guess. Like honestly, the real answer is like a link shell. Because I think that just like Charybdis with the Joyous, the issue isn't summoning up enough people to kill the thing. The issue is stopping others from successfully grabbing the thing before you do. So if you do not have a link shell that you trust, unfortunately, you just got a group with other people that do be being around. I don't know. I'm sorry. I wish I could give you something that's more concrete. So there was definitely a time for a long time where the difficulty of whatever it was that I was dealing with was something that I wrote about in order to try to help people that were going through the same situations. Speeding up to current day with things being good, it's the flip side is happening.
And reclusive.
Hi Lily, thank you for following. I greatly appreciate it, and you. Though lying on someone else's pop like that was a big no-no. That's like punishable by ban. I don't know if it is. Lily, we're doing a special thing today, so unfortunately you won't be able to see how I normally play, which is aka like super cool and awesome looking. I'm talking about whatever the hell a stoic is, in basically like completely unscripted fashion. I had bullet points, but I'm just kind of like bouncing wherever and hoping that something that comes out of my mouth is incidentally helpful to people. It's the result of a stream theme challenge that the community came together and donated points towards, with a very funny gold number being 80085. Yeah, so today's stream is arguably not fun, but it do be a thing that we're doing, and if it even helps one person, I'm all on board. I will have considered it to be a success. The inverse is happening now, where I am trying to make sure that I do not give in to any kind of feelings of envy or jealousy. Now that I've covered, I've gone through some shit, right? And I know how to react psychologically to said crazy situations. I don't think that this is like TMIing my wife or anything like that, but when she was hospitalized for something, she's fine now. Okay, let me just get it out there, chat. She's fine now, but there was a very, very scary thing that happened with her that could have hurt her for a really long time and substantially changed our world and the dynamic of our what, you can tell them anything? Can I tell them about your Tweety Bird tramp stamp? I mean, it's a cat's out of the bag now, including. Or what about your no regrets tattoo that you've had on your forehead, which was not my first choice, but you were like no regrets, and then you had it done. Probably didn't give her cake. What did you do? Or I didn't do anything. Why is it always me doing stuff to people? She's having the time of her life back there on the couch, just lolling away. So streaming, the reason why I took up streaming, which I barely touched on very early on, was because I wanted to get myself to a point where I would be able to talk easily, reliably, and with all the equipment that I would need in general to make sure that I do two things simultaneously. The first one is try to get myself into a place where vocationally I'm doing something at least part-time that I enjoy doing. I did work for GameStop, and I enjoyed that before that was corporated to hell, right? But that was the only job that I would say that I actually looked forward to going to working. Most jobs are just like necessary evils for me. There's two things that I enjoy doing that I look forward to, in addition to spending time with my wife. Okay. Let me just get it out there, okay? This is just can we agree on something, chat? Whenever I preface things like this, just please put in there like an addendum or like an asterisk or like one of those like academic like tiny numbers that are floating above the reference that says that in addition to spending time with my wife. If we could just get that out of the way, that would be so swell. Hi, Mono. What the hell is that? I love it. Semper Turt Belele. You have the best emo collection, man. I swear. Oh man. So getting myself to a point where vocationally at least half of my quote unquote working hours I'm doing something that I'm interested in, which is talking about video games that I enjoy, playing games that other people enjoy watching, and being basically like, I want to be one of those people that you listen to when you're trying to go to sleep, which sounds like an oxymoron, right? But I don't know if I can't be the only one, right? If you need noise in order to fall asleep and your wife is out of the house and your lizard brain turns on and you imagine all sorts of like goblins and ghouls and specters are about to come out because she's not there, and you need a source of light and noise, and so you put on like a Let's Play YouTuber. No wonder your wife is on the couch, she about to fall asleep on you, not to be mistaken with the guy that puts you to sleep. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So that's one half of it. The other half is that I wanted to do exactly this. I wanted to get to myself to a point where I can fluently describe what my philosophy is, why I think that more people should know about it, how people can take whatever bits and pieces they want. You don't have to call yourself a Stoic in order to gain benefit from it. Ask my wife or our friend group or whoever who's asked me sometimes for advice and said, at least to my face, that they were benefited by it. To be able to teach organically, because that's what my role models did. Is that instead of it being Twitch.com, which, as you can imagine, was not around in the ancient times, my role models would talk openly in front of however many people. I don't know how many people are in the chat right now because they don't let myself know for psychological reasons, because it's not, I would want to talk like this whether there was one person in here or 100. It shouldn't matter to me, and so I just don't let myself even know the number, right? If there's even 20 people in here, that's exactly what my role models would be doing, is that they would be describing real shit, like actual situations that people are going through, how to make sure that your brain isn't overwhelmed or harmed by said situations, and that you can actually make something constructive out of them. One person, a bunch of lizard people, handful of robots. I mean, the robots it comes with the territory, right? There would be situations where people would be coming into Epictetus's class and being like, well, I just want you to give me the Cliff Notes version, and him being like, okay, well, you can't just get the Cliff Notes version, like you have to hang out you have to hang out at least a few times during the week. And that's what we're doing. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Thursdays now. Although I'm not sure I'm gonna make it an expectation that we're gonna do Thursdays every time, because when this is an aside, so just fucking bear with me if you're here just with the Stoicism stuff. On last week when we did Wednesday Final Fantasy 11, Thursday Barotrauma, Friday FF11, and then Saturday Barotrauma again, I had given my voice literally no time to rest in between, and I started to really feel it toward the end of Friday. So it's highly likely that MP Barotrauma is going to get streamed on Thursdays because people really do like that. And you know, I gotta feed my babies. I gotta make sure that my baby ducklings have everything that they need, all the dopamine and endorphin and serotonin sources that they need in order to just make it through the week without physically pulling their face off. You're being asked a question. So, you know, that's gonna be it going forward. But in this like mental scape that we're creating here in real time, I would like to see my stream get into a position where I'm doing it at least part-time. And even if people can't monetarily or easily help out with that vision, that is okay, because my role models would be doing this shit for free. This is training. This is like on-the-job training for me to be like a practical philosopher and teach people how to do it. But at some point in the future, I could very easily see it being a thing where we're doing 5, maybe 6 days a week, depending on, you know, how fricked that makes my voice. And we just do like Monday Final Fantasy 11, Tuesday I literally never shut up about this and we just make it a thing. Wednesday Final Fantasy 11, Thursday whatever, Friday Final Fantasy 11. We'll figure it out as a community. If or when we get that big, we'll let God sort it out for sure. So the streaming space has introduced new challenges and new ways of thinking that has been difficult but important for me to get on top of. The first of which is getting on top of my brain in the sense that I need to just flatly not expect, because it's unreasonable, a certain amount of growth in any area of my stream. That does not mean that I completely disregard key performance indicators, to use the most cursed term possible. It means stopping those, acknowledging those aspects, like the follower average gain over however long, average view count across like YouTube and the Tic Tacs and Instagrams and Twitch itself. Concurrent viewer count, things like that, making sure that line always goes up. Stopping those things from doing anything else other than just informing me about the general reception or resonation that people have with whatever it is that I happen to be doing. Okay? To make sure that I always return back to the frame of mind that I am working to get myself in a place where I can talk easily and fluently about things that matter to people, even if it's once every like half an hour to 45 minutes, or whenever somebody just presses the say something stoic redeem button. That's what my ultimate focus should be. So any feeling of resentment or jealousy or envy that I would feel towards other streamers who, just because of the cocktail of reasons, may be performing in what seems to be at a more rapid pace than I am, or in a different like, I don't know, like they're willing to do PewDiePie noises and I'm not, that I need to be at peace with that. And so that's been my current focus, is one, coming to terms with my current place of work, and making sure that I take as much constructive as I can from the experiences that I get 8 hours a day and supporting the economy, and then seeing the nascent hours of the night consist of me streaming for like 3 or 4 hours, even if I'm tired, and after doing dinner and spending time with my beautiful wife and stuff like that, and seeing that as an opportunity similar to what I had explained before, which was like me being part of student government and me being a resident assistant, and me volunteering with special needs populations, and me being a full-time student, and all that stuff. If I can get myself to a frame of mind that is matching that period in time, there was a, this is, we might actually try to party soon, because talking about this stuff for like 2 hours is difficult, because this is the longest they've ever talked uninterrupted about this stuff for a long time. If it wasn't just one-to-one helping somebody out with a personal issue, this is the first time that I'm basically just like Stoicism explaining out loud like this. I completely lost my train of thought. Hell yeah. Oh, right. Okay, I remember. There was one point in time where I felt the strongest that I ever had in my life. And it had to do with the philosophy that I'm practicing. Towards the tail end of my time as a student, the philosophy department itself was going through some hard times. The government of like the school, the administration, obviously is a better word for it, was new. Like, they had just slotted in a whole bunch of brand new people, and one of the first things that what they let appear on their plate was, do we even need like a philosophy department? Lol, it's just like a waste of time. Like, we should just all in on what is it, like science, math, whatever, STEM programs, and maybe basketball, and that's it. Like, we can just cut off like so much chaff if we just rip off the band-aid, right? And so much of that situation compelled in me the idea that there was something bigger than me that needed to be helped. And so I devoted every ounce of my waking energy and all of my brain power, even though there's only so much of that. You know? Oh man, so much of that. To trying to figure out ways that I could prove that the philosophy department was worth keeping. And it was actually profitable. It just wasn't like the new board that came in was basically like EA, is that they're not content with just making money. They wanted to make literally all the money. Okay, so the philosophy department I was able to prove was profitable. It took a lot of work and a lot of spreadsheets, but I was able to do it. The second thing is that I needed to meet with the president of the college and the different board members and stuff like that, and be able to make a case for the philosophy department existing. And then 3, being prepared to coordinate the student body, not to riot, okay? Because there was a weird rumor that Stoic was about to start a riot, okay? I wasn't gonna do that. I was going to basically like mobilize the student body to be pissed off, but not to riot. All right, I'm not Satan, guys. Right? And that was in my back pocket. I was like, don't do anything. Just don't do anything. Just wait to see if I can make inroads before, you know, they decide to put the philosophy department into moratorium. And at least at the time, I succeeded. I met with the president. They basically said, okay, like, I was just like a student as far as they were concerned, and that was true. I was a student, right? But they were like, it's just some student that is going to make some kind of appeal for the for the philosophy department not to be axed. So like, I guess just like, we don't want to turn him away because that would look bad on us, so give him 15 minutes. At first they were like, no, you can't meet with the president, he's very busy. And then I guess based on my response, they followed it up with, they called me back and then they said, okay, we can give you 15 minutes. And that was what I got. And apparently those 15 minutes were very convincing. I basically just let that compulsion that I've described variously across the last couple of hours take control of my brain, and just basically gave him a combination, a 1-2 punch of information that is factually true, along with an emotional appeal to not sacrifice this thing that had more or less saved my life. Not literally, but functionally. It functionally saved my life and made me into something that I flatly would not be. If I had not experienced that intro to philosophy class, chat, I would not be here. I would not be talking to you. NoFlow wouldn't be spamming the let's go emotes that and the the monkus stab and the evil icons. Lily wouldn't be here. I have no idea who I would have been. So even though it came with its own trials and tribulations, I would have followed the same path like 99 times out of 100. And the I guess the 1% is like, I don't know, like I got into that scam college for video game development, and so went to, you know, be robbed of literally all of my money for like the next 50 years. But yeah, if you've enjoyed, I think I'm gonna stop there. It seems like a good point too. There's a lot that I missed. Just, you know, it's almost like explaining 2,000 years of practical philosophy is difficult to condense into 2 to 3 hours, and that there probably should be some kind of like break time in between. But this won't be the last time. We'll go through a few rounds of like stream theme challenges that are more conventionally appealing to the Zoomers and whatnot. You know, I'm cool. Listen to this.
Sticking out your yacht for the Rizzler. You're so skibbity. You're so Phantom Tax. I just wanna be your Sigma.
Yeah, see, look, I'm hip. I put a baseball cap on top of my head and then turn it to the side, just like any other, just like any other cool cat. You know, does like gang signs very poorly in the background as I explain this. We'll do a few stream theme challenges, and then we'll see how quickly people dump points into a Stoicism explain theme a few rounds from now. How about that? All right, let's go back to video game lo-fi. All right, that looks good. I'll try not to get into anything too advanced. I will push it for a couple of hours, but not like the normal 2 to 3. Are the summoners the Stoics of Final Fantasy 11 is the real question? No. And the reason why it's no is because Garuda exists, and as much discipline as I like to think that I have, when like in my personal life dealing with all that stuff that I just explained, ain't nothing prepares you for Garuda's booty. Hello? What is happening? Okay, that was very strange. No, I'm losing control of my keyboard. I can go up and down, but only sometimes. What is happening, bro? Hang on. That is so strange. I have no idea what was happening there. All right, let's go back. If you have questions about literally anything that came out of my mouth for the last 2 hours, do not hesitate. If you would prefer to reach out to me, to slide into my DMs, as it were, my name is right there. You could just ask me in game. I'm perfectly happy to answer it. I am here to deliver you pogs as much as I am to help you through some stuff that's tough. Keyboard morphed a mind of its own after all that. So true. We did get a little bit summoning done off stream. I know, borderline illegal, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Delete my account? Please don't do that. And we got up to 48. Let me change my stream title. Summonering 40 plus. VTuber Robot Man talk loads about ancient self-help advice. I haven't been getting too many black screens lately. I know that that's like a truly cursed thing to say out loud because almost certainly I'm due for one now. Is Spotify like way louder than normal? Why does it look so loud? It's just like the drum part of that is just so much louder than it seems normal. I can never get a grasp of what percentage of oomph, of amplitude I should be letting Spotify have. We've been selling mushroom stews greedily. It's basically like a money printer. 10 out of 10 would sell back mushroom stews for 1,000 to 2,000 in profit every single time. Like the market goes crazy. The market goes crazy, and I undercut severely. So it's basically like a game of chicken, except like all the chickens are blind. There's a mosquito that is near me that is trying desperately to climb up the wall, and is all I can do not to do like a flying judo chop into the wall to kill this thing. I know we're bouncing across all different topics, but I'm just gonna let my... Hang on, I might be able to kill it. Alright, I think I got it. What was I talking about? Oh, mushroom stews, yeah. Mushroom stews, chat. They go crazy for sure. I'm very surprised that the general price of them has not imploded. With my machinations, I definitely could see them happening, but it also belabors the point that if you're ever considering buying ingredients or especially food items in general, my brother in Christ, my brother in Altana, just try to buy the item at a price that seems to you to be absurd. Okay, I'm talking about like a full 1,000 gil under under like whatever you think, whatever the last thing that sold was. Level sync. Back from laundering the money, I mean the clothes. Did you enjoy laundering your clothes? I prefer to... My wife hates this, understandably. I get why she does. I am a huge proponent of existing out of the dryer. or a ball of clothes. Like if for whatever reason... Level sync 38 plus only, please. Camp equals anything. Actually, I need to put level 39 because we're gonna be 38 or 48 in a moment. Camp anything. What else do we put in here? What else do we put in here? Main healing. All right. All right, and then we can just leave that to do with what God intends. We will activate the drip factor because it's very important. It's very important that everyone sees you as stylish, because then they believe that you're more capable. Joke's on them. I'm just here to summon Garuda and Marvel. Oh, I need to put my cooking ingredients away. Yeah, like I was saying, I exist basically like if... So I give my wife the impression, mostly successfully I imagine, that I am capable of functioning like a normal human being when she is not here on a work conference, or when she's away. And so there's a psychological aspect to my brain that kicks in super hard when she's away and makes me do chores And then the rest of the time I'm doing something like just like if I'm not ordering Chinese or living out of the dryer for my clothes or eating like half of a container of papaya in one sitting, like unsulfured papaya chunks, it all just basically like kicks off. I play with my dog, dude. It's so beautiful, dude. I understand, I'm not advocating I should live like this, okay? There's her existence, her presence definitely endears some level of like constructive balance to my life, but it's not unexpected or unusual for me to just become a complete degenerate when she's not around. And it, in like the microcosm that I'm explaining, it's actually beautiful. I would even say it as that, because I wake up, I basically like eat a buffalo chicken sandwich as like the very first thing that gets mainlined into my system. I drink coffee throughout the day, and then if I'm hungry, I just like go into my fridge and eat like 1/6 of a container of bread and butter pickles. If I have access to ice cream, I'll fucking eat that for breakfast. It's in before. It's amazing that you're live. I'm just saying it for what it is, man. Would you rather me lie to you? Don't answer that. Where the fuck are my Yag drinks? Yag? I'm just trying to yag off in front of you guys. Do you enjoy laundering clothes? Neither one of us enjoys laundering. Yeah, but you're so good at it. My clothes exist in the dryer, launder my money in the laundry. That's how they can't figure it out yet. Bosa knows. This all sounds amazing. Have you started the FF7 mods yet? I'm gonna be honest with you, Hero. The fucking mosquito is back. I thought I killed you, asshole. The chances of me starting Final Fantasy VII, even with mods that I know are good and enhance the quality of life and appearance and difficulty and everything of it like tenfold. I played a lot of Final Fantasy VII in my time, and I'm not talking about the remake. So it is difficult for me when I have about 8 billion other games.
Oh, brother, this guy
No, you stink.
stinks!
You stink, man.
Have you ever had a dream that you want him to do you so much you could do anything?
I'm not saying I won't do it eventually. I'm not saying I don't appreciate you making me aware that said Final Fantasy VII mods exist. I am thankful to you. You're like my bro, okay? I'll just call anybody my bro. I appreciate what you have done for me in the context of making me aware that Final Fantasy VII can be better somehow than it already is. I'm saying that I am a meat popsicle. I am only capable of interfacing with one video game entertainment product at a time. Final Fantasy XI has me for at least 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday basis, so I can feed my regular viewership the dopamine that they crave and deserve. And then the rest of the time is like spooky sub time. So and then I am so happy. Okay, I have to frame it like this. I am so happy and eager to spend the requisite amount of time with my wife and my dog that is appropriate to them on the days that I am not actively streaming. And then the rest of it is like fucking groceries and taking out the trash. I can fit the Final Fantasy VII. I can't fit the Final Fantasy VII into my regimen. I can do it. I just have to sacrifice sleep to do it. And there's already so many games that are kind of like have been on the back burner that Final Fantasy VII modded to greatness, to even further greatness. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone. is on the tail end of the back burner. It has taken its ticket. It's waiting to get to the front. Okay. But there's a little bit in the way that has to get cleared out before I can do that. Before I can get it online. Chances improve if I were to stream it. But I don't know the cross-sectionality between modded Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy XI. It's actually probably bigger than I'm giving it credit for. Does he call everyone his bro? He's saying that he doesn't throw that word around. You're my bro. I actually don't say that. I say poggers literally all the time. My wife threatens divorce, but I know that she's just like JK about it. She doesn't actually mean it. Let's see who is out there. 39 to... I don't know. What camp do we even want to aim for if we have to make it ourselves? XP camps. 40 to 50. Master Coral? We could still do Master Coral. I don't know. Are people sick of the Yoder Jungle Crystal camp yet? Desert Beetles are also pretty good. They're not fast, but they're okay. That's Pog, bro. So true. See, Bailey gets it. Bailey always gets it. Shout out Bailey Jameson. Bailey is a wonderful human being. He plays a lot of quote-unquote classic stuff, typically around like the PSP, PS2 era from what I've seen. A lot of retro. Definitely deserves views. Definitely deserves follows. He's a wonderful human being. It's important for your mental health, for your mental, as they say, to go to his channel, follow him, and spend at least an hour during his streams there. If not more. Like, you should watch the whole thing, but I'm saying just do it. Jukebox Hero. Hero, sorry, is another wonderful dude. He do be a very good DJ and whatnot. He's been playing a lot of Symphony of the Night recently. So if you, just like everyone else on the planet, is into Symphony of the Night, you owe it to yourself, if for no other reason, than to go and hang out with him. Shout out Felicity Ryan. Felicity is a fun, funny, cute individual that I like spending time around constantly, and as I should, just because her general approach to life and her streams is infectious. And she also reminded me that Armello exists, which everybody should just go to her channel and follow her and just watch her do things. Okay, just be in her presence. You'll be improved for it. There's also DA Soccer 6 and Piju. She's still here. She's probably doing her own thing. Lily Star Chan, who's probably off doing her own thing, or maybe has me up on a tab or something. She's relatively new to Horizon. Very cute avatar. Has, what is it? Heterochromia in her VTuber? You said lit pilled? I did say lit pilled. Is that not how you say it? Isn't it like when something cool happens on screen, they're like the cool kids say that shit is like basted or whatever, like how you baste a turkey? When are you thinking of the Stoicism stream and how in depth? I literally did it like 2 hours ago. You're gonna have to watch the VOD and make sure that you like and subscribe and all that stuff. I have to say that whole thing. Mr. Bezos slipped in my DM. He says anytime that you mention anything to do with your stream, you have to say like and subscribe. See all 39. No, we need to settle on a camp. But I don't even know who's out there, so maybe we let the Lord determine for us where we should go. The key question is, are there any paladins at all, or ninjas, or anyone remotely willing to get hit in the face ad nauseum for hours? Because that really does determine whether we party or not. And we're running out of mileage. I don't want to push it too far past 11 o'clock because I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I'm fine. 56 to, I don't know, 46 to 56 inv. Show me potato salad. There's like 8,000 summoners, and beastmasters and thieves, and actually quite a few healers, but not a single droplet of tanking available. So we might transition chat to like an hour of Thousand Arms, because I'm sure that you, like me, you know, we've been away from it so long. Or maybe I'll do a poll. I don't know. Felicity, what are you doing? You want to play Armello? even though I don't have it installed, and I have not audio balanced it at all. Like it didn't take that long for you to do your games, right? It only took like maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour. We gotta figure out something, because I basically, unless I find a rep for myself like an hour into the party, I'm kind of at my limit. Ads are apparently starting right now. They're about 2 minutes on average. You can avoid them in their entirety by subbing, which is free with Amazon Prime. He went deep. Not even Stepbro could get her unstuck. Oh boy. That's accurate. He did. Said it was okay. 6 out of 10. My Paladin is still only 36. I know a bit about Stoicism. I like the philosophy of it. Was just curious to take. I'll watch the VOD. We'll also do it again. You also, Bailey, if I don't catch you before the ads, you can just press the say something stoic button, and you could just dump all your points into that, and that will compel me to just rifle off random bits of information about it. Quotes, how to use it, inspirations. Maybe play Final Fantasy 7 modded. I'm being a gremlin in Final Fantasy 14 right now. Let the record show that I offered to do Armello right now, and Felicity's like, I ain't about that.
No. Can I pick that dog?
You're a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck.
That's fine, Felicity. I didn't want to play Armello anyway. Actually, I think I'm just gonna go submit a Steam support ticket and tell them to permanently remove it from my library, which is an option for some reason. Chat broke. Please hold while I get chat back. This mosquito is hovering around me, and if it tries to suck my blood, I'm gonna suck it out first. Stop breaking, dude. Ever since I updated to the new OBS unstable version, it's been unstable. Why is it breaking? I need to be able to see chat. This is unacceptable. It's loading. It's loading, and then it crashes to white. What if I pop it out? That was a mistake. There we go. Okay, pop it out. I'm gonna leave it. I cannot see anything that you're saying. Stop! Why is it crashing? I'm gonna have to go back in time. I can't even restart OBS because while it's streaming, because it's gonna crash it for you guys. So I guess that I just have to... Here, we'll do it like this. I just... Oh, I have to mute myself. I can't even do it like this. Dude, this is like extreme poverty hour, so you can't see what I'm doing. But I have Twitch up on my screen, so I have only the chat part visible from my browser in the general place where the chat would be normally. I just did a bunch of Armello and I need to get food. Cry face. Yeah. Yeah, no, I will take you at your word. For sure. This is the last time that you've crossed me, Felicity. You've made such a habit of it. Prepare to be destroyed. Oh, I guess we need to do a poll. We need to do a poll to figure out what we're supposed to be doing here. Let's do a poll. Manage poll. New poll. What do? I'm not going to allow additional votes because it's dangerous. People go point crazy. What I will do is I'll set the duration to 3 minutes. What sort of things would we want to do? What sort of things do you like to do, chat? Oh my god, I just fucked up my whole business here. You're fine, Felicity. I didn't mean it. Please don't make me say it again. Not Final Fantasy VII modded. 1,000 arms. Something Fantasy 11 related under related thing under 1 hour. Under 1 hour. What else, man? What other things do I have on here, dude? I don't even know. Cyberpunk? Although nobody voted for Cyberpunk last time, so I think it's a lost cause. Baldur's Gate 3 for under an hour. Even though I have not tested that at all. Some other some other PS1 thing. Okay, I'm gonna set the duration of the poll for 3 minutes. If we get a party invite, I'm gonna let myself stay flagged. If we get a party invite, then that's what we'll do. But the poll is live. It's up for 3 minutes. You tell me what you want to see. All the options that I gave you, I'm equally happy to do. I'm all on board. I've got my GAT out for the Rizzler. You're so skibbity, chat. You're my Phantom Tax. All I want to do is be your Sigma. So if you could just like vote or whatever, I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, now chat is working. Is it because I told it to do a poll? It's so inconsistent when it breaks. But the reason why I want to keep OBS on the unstable version is because the stable version doesn't let you have full-size docks. I'm using just pure OBS software. I'm not using Streamlabs, or I think Stream Elements has its own broadcasting software. I'm just using OG OBS. And it's great in the sense that it allows me to base. It's like an Android phone. It's like if Streamlabs was Apple and OBS is Android, where Android allows you to do whatever basically you want with it. It's like a mini computer. And Apple installs guardrails, which are great, but stop you from having things like having your chat extend the complete top to bottom of your screen. Which is how I have it. And apparently it's unstable for OBS to have the chat all along the side. So I can't have nice things. I have to deal with aspects of my OBS breaking. Can I also vote? I could also vote. I could also vote on my own thing. Is that allowed? Can I do that? At some point in the future, if it's a tie, I'm going to choose something. I'm gonna choose something, and then if it's a tie after that, then I will become the Senate and I'll pick something. There's 20 seconds on the clock. If you care at all about what's happening on your fun screen, if you don't have me muted and on a separate tab, make sure that you vote now.
Can I get a oh yeah?
I did vote. Did you vote for the not Final Fantasy VII modded? I bet you did. Because you're like, it's one step closer. Alright, I can promise you Baldur's Gate 3 after I audio balance it and make sure that I'm not blowing out your ears. I am doing a brand new campaign in it as an Oathbreaker lawful evil paladin. So that at least is interesting to me. But We'll do a bit of 1,000 arms, because especially since we met waifu number 2. So let me make sure they don't confuse anyone at all. Let's drop our party. Search. I voted for 1,000 arms. Hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about. Up top. Brain. My brain is stopping. Edit stream info. 1,000 arms. There's 680 people that are just waiting for anybody to hop on 1,000 arms. It's an untapped market. For sure. It's an untapped market. Alright, let us boot up Duck Station. Remind me later about this update because I don't want to break my game saves. Going to load my save while we're fighting the waifu. Going to boot up my intra-game player toggle. Music off because the game has its own sound effects and music, and it's all wonderful. Alright, let's get to it. We're fighting waifu number 2. I had a unreasonably powerful crush on her when I was just like a wee little robot. It would have been preferable for Sedina not to be the one that's dealing with her right now. But that be how it be sometimes. She's pretty strong, not very accurate. She's like a berserker class. Wina Grapple is her name, although I don't think that we know what her name is. We'll just keep standing by. Characters that are on standby are able to do like little time wastery type things, like they might be able to debuff, like Weiss cheering, and he's increasing critical crit rate. It's the turn-based system in this game is very strange. Only the characters that are at the very front line are doing anything at all. The others are capable of doing support spells and items, and that's it. So they're basically like chemists from Final Fantasy Tactics. No other game is like this in this like hemisphere of PS1 classic RPGs. Okay, Sedina is undergoing a little bit of pain. I don't know what the chances are of us keeping ourselves alive. We have to be. Nope, she's dead. She's fucking dead, bro. She better get experience for this. I could also be a gamer. I could just be a gamer and reload from the save states because you don't pay for my free private server subscription. And just kill her and swap to mice when it matters. Right? I could do that. She can't be that. She can't be that much. She can't have that much more health, dude. All this is gonna be worth it because then we get to take her to various locales and then farm her for lady vapors that we can then invest into our weapons and armor. Got a potion up here. Why not do be pushing her shit in a little bit? We can date her, and then there's like a priestess lady. I don't mean to be like spoilering you or nothing, but we get to date her, and then the priestess lady, and then Sedina on top of that. Holy shit, big crits! Let's go, Noon.
This is my perfect victory! That's right! I win!
How much fucking health could she have? This is ridiculous, dude. Stop pushing back my ATV. It sucks. Just die. Oh no, she's critting me. How much health could she have? We're gonna speed this up a little bit. I'm sure that you guys love watching animations play back and forth just as much as the next guy. I got stuff I gotta do. Like I gotta get these guys to a statue where I can like date them and then we can go through that extremely popular bit of the last, like, Thousand Arms focused part of the stream that we did however long ago where... Oh, here she is.
Wow!
Here she is. Everybody shut up.
Mice is a great spirit blacksmith.
It looks
Even
like it's
your
so
power
loud.
can't break his sword.
Is this so loud for you? It's so loud.
Please, give me your sword.
Like, look at this! I also would have
I'm
trouble
Lena,
concentrating.
Daughter of the Langu chief. When my old man and I fought, I accidentally broke his favorite sword.
This is the kind of lady that you ask to step on you.
He's so angry. I
I'm not
can't
saying
go home
I
until
would.
I repair it.
I'm saying
I
this
know
is
I
the kind
can't
of lady
fix
that
it,
you would ask.
So I'm trying to replace it. I fought anyone who came along to test their swords, but they were all so lame until I met you. Please, I'll do anything in exchange for your sword. Just name it.
Anything?
Oh, big.
I'm sorry, but I can't give you my sword. I can fix your sword if you want.
She has an eye patch, waifu times 100 automatically, and for a fighter, like prohibitively long hair. She's got long hair. She's got
Really?
She's got all sorts of drip going on. She has like an arm bandage for no reason. Father's sword, huh? I'll do it. How about a date with me then? This is the most Sigma thing. Who among us would not pick option number 2? Is there a person in chat that would not pick number? Yes, B. We're doing B. Sedina's not gonna like this. Mice, I never expected that from you. What are you talking about? Sedina, you didn't mean it that way? Yes, you did. I meant it. Hey, no problem. Actually, why don't we just do it right here? Yo, let's go!
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
Yes! Yes, yes, yes. Do me. Right in front of these rocks. Yes, here. Tell Sedina to come along. She's not like that, unfortunately. She would be interested. Sure, if you say so. I'm pretty good at hand-to-hand combat, too. Okay, then here I come. Oh, shit.
You're ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
K.O.
That was a great workout. What? That's not how a date's supposed to be? It's not a big deal, right? Anyway, I'll be waiting in front of the gates of Langood. Such a powerful walk, too, man. Come on, Musa. Oh, Mel. Might as well Dragon. He's got the anime trope where he's afraid to talk to girls. He's like that one guy from, what is it? Big Bang Theory? You guys have watched that. Does anybody know what Big Bang Theory is anymore? Is that on anyone's radar? Can we date here now? What's my intimacy level? You got a thing for eye patches? Yeah, man, the more the merrier. I like my coffee like I like my barbarian waifus. With eye patches in it. as should anyone. Man, Sedina got fucked. Here we go. Here, my queen. It'd be easier and cheaper just to take her to an inn, but I don't know where the inns are, and I can't be fucked to find out. You have to go to the dating statue ASAP, although I don't think that until we get to the next area you can't actually, you cannot date at this time. Okay, I guess it's because Moose is with us and you know the game doesn't want to break my immersion, so it says no. Raj, yes. Phew, she was strong. Strong women are gorgeous, huh, Mice? You don't have to fake it. It's fine. It's against my philosophy to raise a hand against a woman. Could be you're attracted to Wina? Wina? Of course not. I don't know. This is an anime thing. I don't know why. I don't know why you would pretend not to be into her. It's okay. Wait, why are you hitting him? This is snap him out of it. Come on, mice. Stop screwing around. Let's move on. Don't mind if I do it for Kate.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Wow! Congratulations!
All right, let me in. So that interchange reminded me of Disco Elysium, when one of the very first things that you can do is mess up like a conversation option with the lady that's outside of your hotel room. And you think about the fact that she's attractive, and if you fail your own role, then you say, hey, do you want to make fuck? You know, these scum, I mean, people, we had no idea. It's not a day if you don't get slapped, so you got kudos. That's true. See, the key to dating is placing both of your hands on whatever your prospective romantic interest is, like on their face, and make loud you maintain eye contact, unblinking, and you make loud smacking lips with your lips. Okay, it's basically the functional equivalent to being one of those birds that you see in the wild that like gestures with their wings like back and forth, like in the face of the person. The receiving party is gonna act like they're not into it, but trust me, they're into it. It's like a cheat code. My old man sword is in the warehouse. You'll know it when you see it. It's the finest looking broken sword in there. I'll be waiting for you in the tower. Bring back the sword after you fix it. Then I'll take you to see him. I'm not interested. I want to find the priestess. Where is she? This place is actually pretty big, from what I remember. Although it may have only appeared big because I was like a little babby when I last played this to completion. How come my line has no voiceover? Is that because we're extras? It sucks. Excuse me, that breaks the fourth wall. I'm aware that I'm playing a video game. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. Please enjoy your stay.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. No save your progress. I don't believe in that. But just for the sake of appearances, we'll save. Alright, we'll go upstairs. We have to check for residual lady vapors that we can collect and then invest into our swords. Your speeding up is breaking my immersion. This is called aggressive exploration. It also means that I apparently cannot enter for the life of me. Do you want to hear the music? I'll play it for a bit. Would you like to forge weapons with, Sedina? Which weapon would you like to forge? We can't make anybody more powerful, so there's no point. We need to be able to establish relationships with the other waifus in order to get the option of different spells and affinities and shit like that. Dude, this camera is gonna send me to space. There's a big secret to Langood. Want to know the secret? Nope, sorry, can't tell you. Very helpful. Appreciate that. I love that for me. Can I not leave this area? Can I only go up here? This place reminds me a lot of the underground hideout in Xenogears. If you know, you know. To the left of here is a control tower. To the right is a second connecting tower. You can get to the town through the second connecting tower. It's kind of confusing, so pay attention. I'm definitely not going to remember that. This game is so slept on. I know I mention it every time, but it had every reason to succeed. And it found itself in the midst of greats like Vagrant Story and Chrono Cross, even though the people hotly debate if that's should be considered to be a cult classic. Some do. Who are you guys? I think I saw it in the warehouse downstairs. I'm just gonna take your treasure. Acquire 2 elixir. Thank you very much. You got any of them magic points? No? Like, did they have to put a bathroom in? Like, look at this shit. Like, how often do you see actual bathrooms represented in game? Like, you have showers, you have a closed off stall, you have the peeries in the side there, a full sink with a simulated mirror, and if you look in the mirror, you can see the faked reflection of the faucets in there, dude. When was the last time you saw a bathroom in Final Fantasy 14? Yes. When was the last time you saw a bathroom in any game? Riddle me that. Starfield had a lot of bathrooms. I guess that's true, yeah. I mean, other than Starfield. Name the second game that comes to mind that has a bathroom in it. And I'm not talking about a place that has like a sink. I'm talking about like a fully fledged bathroom, like a functional bathroom. If you want to get some fresh air, you can go outside on the deck from the floor. I think it's because most games are afraid to address the concept of having to go to the bathroom in a video game, because it just immediately makes you aware that your character has not shat for like 40 hours. Like, look at this, dude. They even have like showers and stuff in here. And, like little crew quarters and whatnot. All this, it's just fluff, dude. They didn't have to do all this. I'm gonna keep going up though. When are you gonna fix my dad's sword? How did you get past me? I would like to go down. Can I go down? Without using the stairs? You can't use the elevator yet? Okay, very, very helpful. Silent Hill, Max Payne. Silent Hill is an easy one. That one doesn't even count. And you know why it doesn't count? It's because the whole game is about bathrooms. And being afraid of being in bathrooms. What would be a good nickname for 1,000 Arms, 1,000 TA, 1K Arms? Do you have any good ideas? I'm gonna take my photo with that frame today. You can make photo stickers with that print club machine. Deus Ex, Fallout. I guess there is quite a few games that have like a okay, so you guys have named like 6 games. Name like a 7th game that has like bathrooms in it. The point I'm trying to make, successfully, mind you, is that at least 97% of video games don't have functional bathrooms. 7 Days, Dishonored, Bathroom Simulator. There's no Bathroom Simulator, is there? Is there a Bathroom Simulator? Dead Rising made it past the save point. Okay, name the 11th game that has a bathroom in it. You guys had better not be cheating. You motherfuckers are probably on Google right now to find that one article that was published in March 30th, 2007. It's like, list of all games with bathrooms in it. To the right of here is the second connecting tower. To the left is the control tower. You can get to the town through this connecting tower. Don't get lost. Okay, I don't want to go down there yet, because I don't think that we'll be able to do anything. Alright, I'm going to speed run a little bit. We're going to go downstairs. Where is down? Is this down? This is not. This is the path that we just took. It's downstairs. Sadly, working bathrooms didn't make their way to Max Payne 3, only the first 2. It alarms me that you know that. Sims, Tycoon games. I feel like No More Heroes, Sonic Adventure. Not yet, but I'm sure all the game devs are working on a bathroom simulator. I'm sure it's out there. Probably not a Western developer has made bathroom simulator, but I'm sure that it's up there in terms of priority for Eastern developers. You're fighting the Dark Acolytes. Either you're extremely brave or extremely stupid. Why would I be afeared? Oh, 31 MP acquired. I'm determined to master the way of cleaning and becoming cleaning master. That way I can ask Palma out. Palma is the priestess that I keep referring to. Chief's weapon is in the warehouse. Is this it? Yes! I would like more female vapors that I know are lying around, because I need to invest it into my equipment. Give me the vapors, bro. Where are they at? Oh, I think I need to go to the smithy to repair it, don't I? That's probably canonically what I'm supposed to do. We'll ask Wina. When are you gonna fix my dad's sword? Okay, we do have to fix it. Don't mind if I do. Goldeneye, Half-Life 2. Okay, guys, you made your point. Stop it. Stop bullying. Stop bullying me. I'm just a little babby streamer, guys. Where the hell is this? Yo, Palma's in here. Where's Palma? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? I know she's here, dude. I can sense a dateable waifu from 100 yards away. I think this is like the... I'm not gonna spoil that. How did I go down, chat? How do I go down? Do I have to go up to go down? That seems insane. Why would I need to go up to go down? Very disappointed at Valve not continuing Half-Life stories, such a missed opportunity. They should just bring back the Half-Life 3 memes, and then... I think I did look into why they're not bothering with Half-Life 3, and most people seem, at the time that I was doing the research, agree that it's because Valve's like process of handling projects is just so scuffed that it just doesn't occur to them to make Half-Life 3 because they don't feel they need to. From what I last read, which granted was a long time ago, the way that Valve functions as a company is that nobody is on the hook for anything. They just do, like, unless your job is obviously like maintaining Steam servers or something, or coming up with like the cutesy backdrops for like Steam sales and whatnot. Any person can contribute an idea to the pipeline and work on it for however long or as little as they want, and then I guess admin determines like the amount of resources that can be dedicated to whatever your pursuit is. So apparently nobody has been like, yeah, I'll help have like Half-Life 3, because Steam is already making all the money in the world. Okay, they don't need to make Half-Life 3 because they're already making like $1 bazillion per second. Instead, it's easier for like weird off projects to be cropped up and suggested, like Half-Life Alyx and the remake of Half-Life Blue Shift and Opposing Forces, which I'm all on board for. Okay, I can't stress that enough. Opposing Forces and Blue Shift were my shit. Very impressed, Mice. This sword looks even better than it did before I broke it. Thanks, guys. Did you want to know more about the Langoon? Want to go to the volcanic island? I see. Then you're going to have to talk to the old man about it. It's such a huge missed opportunity. They make plenty of money on Steam. Yeah. Now, is that an excuse not to make Half-Life 3? When, if I remember correctly, which granted was 1,000 years ago when I beat it, it was a big old cliffhanger. Like the story was not resolved. Hey, what are you up to? Lina's room is back there. Don't try anything funny. Why would I try anything funny? View from here is great. Like, they didn't have to do this rotating orb thing, man. Like, I don't know. Is it one-to-one with the actual world? I don't think I can tell unless I'm outside. You're just a kid and you already have a girl with you. I'm so envious. I'm not sure what my age is because I act like I'm like 40. I'm like a 40-year-old version. Like a skis ball. Not saying that there's anything wrong. Okay, because NoFlow is going to come in here. He's going to be like, Stoic thinks that being a virgin is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. It's also not wrong to be 40. A creepy person. He's creepy. Mice is creepy. Do you know where the other crewmate is? He always disappears when it's busy. I would. Is this Wina's room? Oh, probably where the arrow is. Oh my god. God, it's so cool.
Oh my god!
Look at this!
Is that really my sword?
As a teenager, what are you supposed to do about this, man? They know what they were doing.
It has a mysterious new luster. It looks stronger and more beautiful.
Cornered, trapped, and forced to fight on.
Ah, I get it. You must have stolen a sword that looks just like my old one. Well done.
This guy's a good
Lena.
voice actor.
That's my girl. Your thievery is first class.
What the hell are you talking about, old man? Mice fixed it. He's a spirit blacksmith.
Oh, really? Well, let me introduce myself. I'm Great Grapple, the chief of Langood.
Can you explain to me, sir, what that is on your neck? It looks like a cod piece with a jewel in it. Is that what I'm seeing there?
Thanks. What do you want?
Oh
Money,
man.
Women?
Yeah.
Just name it.
Okay. Women sound good, or of course women. I think that, yeah, B. We have to go with B.
Mice.
Sedina, we are not together. Mind your own business.
Funny kid.
What about the volcanic island, mice?
What about it?
You want to go to the volcanic island? You guys are very brave. I'll take you there.
Oh man, I like the cut of this guy's jib. His jib cut is very appealing to me.
It's time to get going. Everyone get ready.
He is so loud. I'm gonna lower it a little bit. I'm afraid of blowing out your eardrums, chat. Come on. I'm taking this opportunity to sip some of my peppermint mocha coffee. If you've enjoyed this whole thing that we do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard on Saturdays, make sure that you mash that follow button. It helps me out a ton. It costs you literally $0. And I guarantee you, at least for 30 seconds out of the 3-hour stream, you're gonna be pogging. You're gonna be giggling, you're gonna be clapping your hands. You're gonna be laughing so hard that you're gonna lose all control over your bodily functions and restraint. I thought you were dropping Thursdays? No, I was talking about doing dropping Thursdays streaming. I think I'm gonna try it again. We're gonna do Thursday again streaming. And then if I feel like my voice is as fucked up as it was last week, then I'll just not stream it and try to conserve my voice as much as possible. I still want to do Baratrauma, regardless of whether I stream it or not. But the plan is still to stream it on Thursdays. I'll just make it like a... I already ripped it out of all my schedules across all my socials. So I just don't want people to have the expectation that it's always going to be on Thursdays. So I'm just going to mention when it's going to happen, probably on Wednesday. But Thursday is locked in for this week. Did you say ship? This is your first time in Langood, right? Get a load of this, it'll knock your socks off. One of the coolest FMVs, chat. If you're not actively paying attention to your fun screen, now is the time. You can just put me on a muted tab after this part is over. Just trust me. You're gonna love it. The priestesses are priestessing. They're channeling their lady vapors into these crystal balls that then get converted to energy because of science or some shit into this magical nuclear reactor, and then cool stuff is about to happen. I assure you, just keep your eyes glued. This is the part where you lose all control over your bodily functions because you're so excited. And it's all that you can do to not have the chemical parts of your brain permanently altered because of the amount of dopamine that it's generating. Did S. Hume 18 approve this plan? She did. I did run it by her. She told me that it was fine as long as I don't feel like I'm overdoing it. Which currently I do not. Unless I start to lose my voice on Friday. If I start to lose my voice on Friday, then it'll just be us doing Barotrauma off stream. I did think about just not doing Barotrauma on Thursdays, but I also am looking forward to doing Baro on Thursdays and Saturdays. If life and scheduling happens that we just end up with, I don't know, 3-4 people at most on Thursdays, then I'll call it. But I would say as long as we have 4+ people, we should be able to live. We should be able to live in a hard difficulty world. But you've had enough experience now, just generally speaking, that I think that you understand that we need at least 5 crew to realistically survive any kind of meaningful engagement with sea horrors. I know you guys go take a look around while they're preparing for the banquet. It is fun, and if it is that day you can't stream because of all the talking, I can stream Thursdays and you do Saturdays. That sounds fine. Sure. I mean, you can also do Saturdays. Like we don't have to like. I mean, we can if you'd like. We'll work it out. We'll work it out in post. My people will talk to your people. I don't mind doing either. I don't mind if we both stream it. I don't mind if only one of us streams it in order to like shift people around to either of our channels. I don't mind. Make sure you're back in time for food. Not streaming it does make sure that I conserve my voice. I conserve my voice more. You guys are so impatient. The banquet isn't ready yet. Come back a little later. Aye, Captain. Winky face. Young guys aren't that bad. I should think it over. When you become a man, you'll get attention from lots of girls. Good luck. I just want to see if we can date. I know we can date on the Langood. Oh, that is not a door. I thought I was waiting for a loading screen. We're gonna meet Palma, the third waifu. I think we're able to now. Okay, now the elevators are working. And that scares me because I don't know if I have the presence of mind to make proper use of that. Need multiple people so everyone has a target to shoot at when they're bored? Yeah, exactly. How did I get to the room? The room that I care about? The room with all the priestesses in it? I think he said the buffet is ready. Come back to my room. I just want to meet the waifu. Is this the way? No, that is not the way. We've already established that. No, that's not the way either. Is this the way? No, I want to meet I want to meet the third waifu if I can. This guy does not control me. Wait a minute. No, it is up that way, isn't it? It's this way? No, I've already gone through this door like 50 times. My brain is melting. It's amazing that they planned around people like me. I'm not listening to you, dude. I think it's this way.
Hey, mice, we're ready to eat. Come back to my room.
This is not the way. This is like something looping around. I don't know where to go, chat. The place is too big. Where do I go?
Towering, fierce, terrible, nightmare-made material.
All right, we'll go back to him because I don't think we can actually meet Palma yet. I'm starting to doubt it, and then I'll find out in post where to find her. You've already met waifu number 2. It's fine. Probably knew this already, but there's a good bunch of guys even asked her than me. They're causing problems. Mean guys.
We'll talk later. Let's eat.
I don't remember the buffet. Meanwhile... Oh, fuck. They have airship JPEGs, dude.
Ambushed by foul invention.
I don't think anybody else in this universe has airships. I think it's just the evil bad guys. What is this?
Oh no! I'm sorry, General Bolt. Please forgive me.
Accent?
It's all right. Don't worry about it. Everybody makes mistakes. Be more careful next time.
See, just because you're a bad guy, chat, does not mean that you need to be bad guy.
General Bolt is so chivalrous and sagacious.
What the hell does that mean? Sagacious? Having or showing keen mental discernment and good judgment, semicolon shrewd? That's the first I've heard that word.
Oh no. Oh my.
What?
What?
He's gonna get mad because he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand fancy words.
What did you say? I don't understand what you said. Are you making fun of me?
Can I get a oh yeah?
I don't like difficult words.
So true. So true. Yeah, no. I get this. What? Is he inflating, dude? I didn't know it was that kind of game, chat.
LOL.
Are you good, man? Sagacious explosion. Don't say that. He doesn't like difficult words.
I don't remember anything.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
How barbaric.
Let me tell you something.
He's
Let me tell you
hopeless.
something.
Did he? His name was Schmidt. He named himself to Dark Master. That's just such a mood, dude. Are you also enjoying your PNG? I think that's turkey in the middle. What is that? It actually looks like a giant strawberry on top of a bunch of random pierogies. Look at these beautiful babes, and there's so many of them. Of course they're beautiful. They're descended from the most beautiful people in the world. What do you mean? 2D food is the best. Our ancestors used to be pirates. People used to pee their pants so they saw them coming. They collected beautiful women from all over the world. Oh, yeah. That's right. It was a different time, chat. It was a time when that sort of thing was okay to do. We don't do that stuff anymore. These guys are progressive. They're progressive pirates. We still have the guts to sink those that get in our way with our big cannon are like father, like daughter. And I see why wine is the way that she is. I think I'm in love with her. I want to... Oh, fuck, chat. I want, quote, to tan her already golden skin with my burning passion. Of all the things that you could possibly say when you're meeting the father of your possible romantic interest, please don't make it, I'm going to tan her golden skin with my burning passion. From me to you, if you heed my advice at all, Don't do that. The chances are that 1 out of 20 times he's gonna be like, I think I'm gonna like, we're gonna get along just fine. 19 out of 20 times he's going to shoot you in the face. You're absolutely right. She is gorgeous, isn't she? If she showed her feminist side, no boy out there would leave her alone. The reason she broke my sword is because it made her challenge me. I was trying to show her that she's still... Okay, different time, chat. Indeed, she ended up busting my sword. I don't know if she'll ever find a husband. Mice, why don't we talk to him about that? Chief, can you tell us about the guardian spirit of Langood? About the dragon that shows up when Langood's in trouble? I think he's falling asleep. Is there someone who would bring her a guardian angel? I'm so worried about my little girl. Yeah, he's falling asleep. Wine is guardian angel. Shut up, Musa. I'm the protagonist. I'm supposed to have the anime harem. Musa, you're not invited. Alright, we're gonna speed this up. I can understand his sorrow when I think about Wena's mother. Let's not wake him up. Oh.
My old man is so old-fashioned. He still thinks a girl's dream is to get married and have kids. Ha! You gotta be kidding. What's wrong with a girl living her own life? I want to follow my own path.
You live your dream. You live your pirate princess dream. Let's take some print-colored pictures. This will make for great memories. I'm not going to do that. Are you going to force me to do that? It's like 30 gold, man. That's 3 potions. Okay, I'm ready. Let's cut them apart and share them. Do you have a pair of scissors? Cut them with my swords. Piece of cake.
The volcanic island, we're almost there. Dead ahead.
I don't want to go there yet. I want to meet the third waifu. Stop progressing the story. Chat doesn't care about the volcanic island. Chat only cares about waifus. Take me with you guys so I know I can help you. Where is she? Okay, I might be able to... We're going to try to find the third waifu. And then call it. But once I find her, you're going to understand. Okay? I'll make you understand. I'll make you understand, chat. I'll make you get it. Okay? This place is so fucking confusing. No, that's not the way. Does she have 2 eye patches? No, unfortunately she does not have any eye patches at all. Of any description. Was it downstairs? Ooh, yes! Is she here? Priestess 5, Priestess 4. Let's just say there used to be a dragon spirit, blah blah blah. Priestesses control star power, got it. Langood fell into the sea one day. She is here, Chad. I'm not creating her from nothing. I remember. Where is she? Where's the scarecrow? Where's the Batman? Fuck it. I'm gonna look it up. Alma 1,000 arms. After the big battle, we'll see the engine core lined all up. Oh no, we have to do the volcano. We have to do the volcano, chat, before we can do it. But can we do at least one date with Wyna before calling it? Let me look. 1,000 arms, Langood dating. Forging dating. Wyna. It should show me. I need to go in town. I need to go in town. I don't know if I could do it yet, but I need to. There is a statue. There has to be a statue here. I'm not crazy. No, we've already been here. This is not where we need to be. You have to go to the town. And I very vaguely remember there being a statue somewhere. Somewhere very important. If you enjoy this super sped up version of trying to date a lady, yes, it's right there. Did a girl? Yes. Oh, yes.
Have you ever had a dream? Sticking out your yacht where there is love.
Bing, 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 bing. Oh, big.
We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. This is it. This is it. This is gameplay, dude. This is gameplay. It's gameplay. Did chat break? Last time that it was Hero talking about maybe play Final Fantasy VII modded. I'm gonna do something real quick. Let me clear. I'm not actually going very back. Test. Okay, it's working. End date? No. Where can I date? Control tower, banquet hall. All right, let's go there. Let's go there. Ickle. +1. Yes. Yes. All right, control tower. No, we don't want to go outside. That's foolish. It's gonna take me so long to get used to this place. All right, here we go. Here we go. It's happening. I'm not going to enjoy having to take her. No, I don't want to go down. Oh my god, I want to go down, dude. Up. There's got to be a closer place. This is too far. This is too far to run for a date every time. Banquet hall. This is probably not it. Where is it? I want my prompt. Oh, you can go in here. I didn't know that. The hell is this? Oh, this is apparently her room. Can I date her in here? That is her room. That's her music. I would like to engage in dating here in this room. Where do I, how do I date, chat? I said the banquet hall. This is the banquet hall? Is it not? I just want to find the place. 1,000 Arms Langood dating. Langood. I want GameFAQs to show me where I can date, please. Dating. Dating. Where? Oh my god. All right, slow it down. Once we date once, we can raid out. The best place to date is the observation deck. It's on the other freaking side of town from the... Really? That's fine. At least I recognize where the place is. I think. I recognize the place. We have to go to the observation deck. I know where that is. Allegedly. I know where it is. We're en route. Here we go. Wait, do I know where this is? Yes. It's down here, I think. No, this is a town. Fuck. Where? I think I did get it wrong. I think that it's in the main control tower. It's just out here. No. It's not just out here. It's upstairs. It's upstairs. It's out here. Control deck. Ooh, yes. 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 Yes.
That's fucking teamwork.
Is there a potion I can drink to cure love sickness?
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Now, she's very powerful, so we have to keep that in mind. What are you thinking? Of course there's no such damn thing. No such thing. There's gotta be one somewhere. I have know nothing about your personality. I don't know what to pick your chat. Oh, I don't know. I feel like... Because she's like so tsundere, she'd be like, yeah, I don't feel like being tied down. So I'm glad that there's no potion. I'm gonna trust your instincts, Snowflow. We're gonna pick B.
You suck, mice.
Okay, okay.
Do you like the love stories they have in the movies?
I can't tell if she liked that or not. She did a smiley face, but she told me she sucked. I think she liked it. Do you like the love stories that they have in the movies? Neither of these seem good. Let's have a relationship like I feel like she's not gonna like being pinned down. Well, let's go with A.
I'd rather use that time to practice and lift weights.
Yes. I will take that as a
Is your
positive.
old man anything like mine? What's he like?
It's kind of a skis lord. I was gonna be honest with you. He was a perverted womanizer.
So, is that it?
Yes.
Are you keeping up with your blacksmith training?
Totally. Yeah. She's not gonna react well to... Well, no, she's not Sedina. She might react differently. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I feel like she'd respect B. But we'll go with A.
You're great, mice.
Dude, you have like a finger on the pulse of the ladies, Snowflow. Jesus.
Not to brag, but I made these clothes by myself.
Did you? All literally 3 pieces. Did you make the bandage too? Do you plan on giving them to the thrift store? So I don't know a whole ton about the ladies. I got enough knowledge to get married, obviously, but my guess is that you should probably not be like, oh, hey, you planning on getting rid of them anytime soon? After she just proudly said that you can sew too. That's cool.
You think it's unlike me?
Fucking broke that, dude.
Huh? Ah, cut it out.
Yes, you got busty crushy on that one, man.
Are you comfortable floating an air biscuit in front of me?
What did you say? I know that what you're asking me. Didn't Sedina also ask me fart? What is it with these ladies and farts? Floating an air biscuit. Do people say that? What is blowing an air biscuit? An air biscuit is a fart that is silent enough to not be heard, but thick enough to chew. The fucking what? Yeah, sure. Oops, sorry, I just did. Or I can't do such a thing in front of you. I feel like she'd respect it, so we'll go with A.
Oh, really? How did that happen?
I don't know, I just kind of did it. I'm kind of
What are you
following
looking
your
at?
lead here. I'm admiring your beauty or that gorgeous lady behind you. Probably A. Is
What
my
a
guess.
mice.
What a mice. What? What's up? Are you okay? Come on, you don't have to be shy. I don't feel like her exhaling in minor disappointment is an opening for you to be like, hey, you don't have to be shy. You don't have to be sussy around me. Didn't she just meet you like 2 minutes ago? Well, yeah, but I was also racking up the smooches with Sedina after I actually confessed love to Sedina, if you remember, on like the second date, and she was receptive to that. So what's up? Are you okay?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, she's so strong.
What
You
do
were
you
such
think
a
about
mice.
strong women?
I love them. I want to put my head between your thighs and I want you to crush it like a watermelon. You gonna overpower me, huh? Dude, I don't brand as like a family channel, but there's a 1,000,000% that she's gonna be the one that's effing mice. If it comes to brass tacks, man, that's what's gonna happen. I feel like she's gonna like this. You gonna overpower me, huh?
Nah,
She hated
I
that.
wouldn't do that.
No, I thought you would like that. I thought we were being.
What do you think about me?
I thought we were being catty. I thought we were being frisky. You're the only person I love. What do you think of me? Neither of these are good options. Is there an option C, bro? She is strong and independent. I'm getting that. So neither of these are good. The first one is like it's literally the first date. B, I guess. I mean, B is the rational one.
That's unfair.
Yeah, see, she didn't like it, but the other one was going to be equally as bad. I feel like this is one of those questions that we had with Sedina, where she was like, "How do you feel about my ribbons?" And then you're like, "I think they're fucking gross." Was like option A, and the other one was, "What ribbons? All I can see are your big old boobies." Do you mean those ribbons was option B? And like there's no winning. Like they're just
It was really fun.
Ooh.
Ask me out again.
Bless you, Crushy. Are we gonna get the smooches?
Get the fuck out of the room and play Minecraft!
Oh yes!
Can I pick that dog? No. Can I pick that dog? No. Can I pick that?
Yes! Let's go! Okay, good. It sends us back. Alright, I don't want to fill you up on too much dopamine. We're gonna save state it. Next stream is gonna be Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, your regional equivalent. We're gonna be leveling up Summoner. The sooner that I get it up to 51 and have access to all my stupidly expensive tools, the better. Oh, other than that, chat, I think that's gonna be it. I'm gonna find somebody to rate you out. Twitch.tv/ProStoic. Let's send you over to. It's been a while since we sent anybody over to Heartsocket. Heartsocket's a wonderful individual. She's great for hanging out. She has a great musical taste. So let's just do that. Let's just raid out to Heartsocket/raid Heartsocket. All right, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you for coming out. If you've enjoyed this and you have not followed yet, following me is hugely helpful. All's I'm gonna say about it. Goodbye, friends. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye, bye. See you later. Bye. Have a good one. Bye. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye, bye.